Mean streets. That's a splash screen. I love using emojis ironically too much to like I see most likely. Yeah, I think it's like that for most people nowadays. Again, back in the days you didn't have them, so it was completely, normal to just not use them. Instead, we would make excessive, or most of them, us, would make excessive use of the just regular text smileys, right? Like colon, dash, parentheses, or whatever. And that was fine. But yeah, once you get used to something, and once it's like widespread use, then it's kind of hard to take a step back. The same with games, right? The same with games is like, I should go to sleep now anyways, have a good rest. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, Gabby. That's really appreciated. I'll make sure to tune into your stream for sure. I actually watched some videos just to see, and I liked how energetic and funny your commentary was. So I'm sure to tune in. So yeah, the same with games, I think. With games, going back is always hard because once you're used to the amazing, for example, graphics of a certain generation of games, once you're used to the amazing physics of a game, once you're used to, certain mechanics and a certain polish in the UI, it's really hard to take a step back and say, okay, I'm going to play a game without physics or, with horrible graphics or whatever. I'm okay with it because, I have played crappy games like that, but especially, if you're a bit younger and you haven't, I totally see why it would be so hard to go back. Anyway, let's bring up Tex Murphy. Tex Murphy, let me know, guys, if the game is actually showing up because I've had problems with the stream before where the game was not showing up um, on the stream actually. Let's first select the video mode. The window might change. Oh, I can actually see it's showing up. So thumbs up. You know what? I'm going to let the intro play and redo my notes real quick. Like at least, a bit. Oh, someone stole my pen. Well, that's not nice. Someone, let me quickly find my pen. This game, I need my pen. I'm nothing without my pen in this game. Okay. Someone stole my pen. I'm not happy about that. But I've got a stash of pens somewhere here. And as you can tell, I have a wireless headset, so I can still talk to you, even though I'm not in front of the computer. Isn't that cool? I think it's very cool. Okay, I found a pen, and I found a bigger notebook as well, so we're pretty much all set. Here's my bigger notebook. Compare that to the small one from last time. That's for baby detectives. I'm not a baby detective. I'm Tex Murphy. I need a big one. Uh, so let me quickly transfer some of the notes. Um, transfer some of the notes from my baby notebook to my big boy notebook. I have matured as a detective, and so is my notebook going to be. Oh, look, me trying to. Is that focusing? I don't know. Me trying to learn Japanese characters. My attempts to learn the Japanese language are very sad. Uh, don't even want to talk about it. That's how sad they are. But hey, at least an attempt has been made and is being made. Okay, so to not bore you too much while I'm transferring the notes, if anyone is new to this stream and to this game, the game has a manual, which I also have as a PDF. When you download the game from GOG, Good Old Games, you get the manual with it, and it's actually important to read into the manual because the game explicitly tells you, in order to play the game properly, you have to ask people, you have to interrogate people about certain topics, you have to type these topics in the exact way that they're programmed into the game, and the manual gives you a list of these to start out with. So without that, you're screwed. And then the game tells you to keep notes and to even like draw lines and make connections between the different people that you meet and who knows who. But you know what? Let's go into the game and I can renew my notes as we go. That's better. Resume the saved game. Yeah, I was using slot 0, so load that. Yes, please do. Aren't those graphics lovely? And I wanted to quickly elaborate on something I said last time when I was kind of going on about the graphics in this cockpit, where I said it's a bit inconsistent to me because like the cockpit itself, the outside you know, the horizon, the world basically. And then the guy in the cockpit, like his hands, also the seat, the empty seat next to me, and the legs. I think they all have a slightly different quality to them. Um, and I was rewatching the stream last time that I did last time a bit, and I saw that the very first screen into the game, you have two buildings, one building in the back and one building on the side, and Tex is coming out of the one building. And one of them was basically a photograph that was then like pixelized, and the other one was drawn by hand, pixel hand drawn, and they have a totally different style, a totally different quality to them. And that's something that's a bit sad, or you know, takes away a bit from the nice kind of pixel graphics, because oh, do you see that? My lamp just decided to, and there's, it's back. Wow. It takes away a bit from the, I don't, I'm not going to say immersion, but the overall look and feel, you know, is a bit inconsistent because of that. But I still enjoy the game a lot. So, let's think about what we did last time. We talked to the scientist who was in hiding, right? He was in hiding, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Terraria, but that I think was the last thing we did. And he told us a lot of stuff that we didn't know before. It was like kind of an eye opener. He told us about MTC Corporation, um, who's basically a division of the bigger, what was it called? Let me see on my notes, the bigger Gideon Enterprises. And then MTC Corp hired some scientists to help them with the project, and then, for example, the guy we talked to, I forgot his name, the guy we talked to, he said basically that he didn't agree with the stuff they wanted him to do. Um, and then they basically came after him for that. And so he's in hiding now, and he's afraid for his life. And then we know that the game is about actually a guy called Karl Linsky, who used to be a university professor, and he's dead. And the police says it was a suicide, but his daughter says no, he's been killed. And then we found a note in his apartment threatening him. And apparently he's also in on this project, or he was somehow involved with this project as well. And then there's a third scientist who was involved with this project apparently, who's also dead, and who had been warned by a private investigator that they are coming after you. So apparently they, currently it looks like that's MTC Corp themselves, are apparently going after their scientists that they hired because they didn't agree to, you know, whatever they had to do, or who knows, or maybe they knew too much, or I don't know. So let's figure out more. The question is, where do we go now? Where do we go now? That's the big question. So we've talked to this guy. I'm trying to figure out his name. Give me a second. Bear with me as I'm trying to remember. Was it... Ah, wait, it was, I think, John Claus. Yeah, John Claus, or Klaus, as the Germans would say, John Klaus. This was the guy we were talking to as far as I remember, and I'm not exactly sure where to go right now. We have a warehouse where there was a hidden laboratory being used by our Karlinsky, or Kalinsky as I like to call him. And there's a computer there, and you need a pass card, which we have, and you need a code, which we do not have. Or at least, I don't know that we do. We have a list of encoded passwords, and I don't know how we get the actual passwords out of them. This is the list of encoded passwords, by the way, if you can actually see that. I don't know. No. This cam is supposed to be so good. Well, anyway, so there's a... Oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. Let's go to the warehouse. I'm an idiot. How did I not see this? Let me show you something. If the cam is focusing. This is the list of... we found a note saying these are like encoded passwords. Encoded meaning, you know, like they're not in their true form, but you need to actually perform some algorithm or whatever to them, that then you will get the actual password. And now, look at the very first one on the list there. Can you see what I'm seeing now? Oh wait, it's not focusing, but anyway, it says ISBPHO. Is before. At the apartment of Karlinsky. And while I'm saying this, we might as well already go to the warehouse. Let me see the location code of the warehouse. Let's not waste any more time. Where's the warehouse? The warehouse is... Oh shit. see, my notes are not very good. I think the warehouse was 4660. No, 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 it wasn't. I have the warehouse written down. So here, 46. Okay, so our cool flying car has a navigation system where you can put in a nav code if you have a nav code for a certain location. In this case, I'm going to put in 4675, and that is the so-called Bridgeview warehouse, which is where Mr. Karlinski was doing some shady science, maybe. And I'm going to hit A, which is for autopilot. Wait, why can I not hit A? Did I not punch in the code correctly? Let's try that again. 4675. Destination locked, so that sounds good. And A for autopilot. My autopilot doesn't work. Like, honestly, I'm hitting A and nothing happens. You know what? We might as well put our amazing flying skills to use then. So let's go to this altitude. I know why it's not doing anything. We are at the warehouse, apparently. I don't know why we're at the warehouse. I remember we've been to this scientist. Oh no, right! Yes, warehouse was the last thing we did last time. My brain is not very good. I'm probably a horrible detective. You're probably like cringing and slapping your forehead. So every time we go into this warehouse, and that's quite annoying to be honest, we have to shoot some people, and like it happens every time. Like if we leave the warehouse now and come back right away, they're back. Like you can kill them and they will be back. And we only have a limited amount of ammunition too. So come on. Okay, and there's always two screens. Let's read this one more time, simply because, you know. I stepped from the fog-shrouded street into the warehouse that Linsky rented. It's an old brick building located near the docks. The smell of the ocean has been absorbed into the wooden beams and walls, and the atmosphere is heavy and damp. The floor is cement, and every time I take a step, the whole area reverberates. It's dark inside, the only lighting being a panel of frosted glass windows up near the roofline. I can barely make out what appears to be a small area closed off from the rest of the building. I walk over and check it out. And then we have the hidden laboratory. And now the guy said every time I take a step, it reverberates. Well, I think that might be because you're wearing some weird kind of iron high heels. Because listen to the guy walking. Like, you know, you might to have like to get some new shoes, dude. Isn't the warehouse the place where you got shot? Yes, I got shot there once, I think. Okay, so now what I wanted to say while we're flying to the warehouse and then we didn't, is I realized something, and what I realized is that the very first, you know, encoded password is, let's try to focus on this once again, come on, no, yes, there we go. Can you see what I see? I see Bishop. I think they just scrambled the letters around, and if you do that, you can spell Bishop from that. And remember, if you've seen the first episode of this, when we went to Kalinski's apartment, there was a chess game on his aluminum desk that looked like wood, brown aluminum desk. Chess game was also nailed down basically. You couldn't move it. But the interesting part is one one chess piece was missing, and that was the bishop. So I'll be damned if bishop isn't the right password. I'll be damned. Okay. Oh, by the way, when I rewatched the stream, I realized that some of these dialogue windows, especially these white ones, also at the bottom, don't show up properly for some reason. I do not know why that is, but I'm just going to make sure to read everything out so that even if you can't read it, you know, you'll know what's going on. Okay. In this case, Tex said okay, which is his only affirmative sentence or word that he has. Okay. He's never saying yes, sure, why not, cool, let's do it. He's always saying okay. Input blue password. Now let's please hope that I'm wrong. Right. Let's hope that I'm wrong. Bishop. There we go. Man. Sometimes you just need to, you know, take a break. And you know, last time I couldn't make any anything of this list, and I typed in all of these passwords actually, desperately trying to get into this computer. I did the brute force, and then it's so easy. The very first one, it's just an, what do you call it, an anagram, I think. You know, if you just scramble the letters around of Bishop. It now it jumped at me. Project notes, C. Linsky or Kalinsky. Oh, these dates. These dates. How I hate these dates. I know 33 is the year, so it's probably the 8th of October. No, it's not. It's the 10th of, what is the 8th month? Uh, August? I don't know. Anyway, I'm frustrated with our attempts to find the other scientists working on this project. Whoa. So far, we have only put together a small list of possible colleagues, and SF is not convinced that all scientists are naive about Overlord. SF. I was wondering about SF before. Did I figure out what SF was standing for? I think I did not. But let's quickly check the list of names. This is what I did last time. Check the list of names to see if anyone's initials were SF. And I think, well, there's one guy actually, Sonny Fletcher, who is a private investigator as well, or was a private investigator. We don't even know if he's still alive. Is he talking about Sonny Fletcher? Maybe. So I'm frustrated with our attempts to find the other scientists working on this project. I'm wondering about something now, and this might be one of those lost in translation things, where, you know, me being a German, I am frustrated with our attempts to find the other scientists working on this project. To me, that sentence sounds like you had scientists working on the project and then they disappeared, and now you're having problems like finding them. Like, where are they? In the closet? No, yes. But it could probably also mean that they're trying to find scientists to work on the project, like trying to hire someone, and they're having problems with that. I'm not sure which one it is, to be honest. Ooh. Okay, anyway. So far, we have only put together a small list of possible colleagues. See, because that, possible colleagues, that sounds very much like a hiring process. And SF is not convinced that all scientists are naive about Overlord. Overlord is the secret project that MTC, MSC, whatever corporation is apparently, MTC Corporation is apparently working on. Some kind of shady or weird project. I have discovered that in order to stop the project, I will need to obtain all of the passcards and the passwords. Ooh. But what to do once I have obtained them is unclear. So this is going like in chronological order, meaning we're getting closer to the recent date. SF believes once a scientist is through with his particular phase of work on Project Overlord, he is eliminated. Holy balls. So you don't even need to like come into disfavor with MTC Corp by saying, I'm not going to do this, or, you know, I think it's unethical. Apparently, as soon as you're done with the specific task you had to do, you're going to be eliminated because you know too much, which is really hard. That's heavy shit. I mean, you know, like you would assume that, you know, if you work for some shady guys, payment hopefully should be very good so that, you know, you feel like, you know, I'm okay with doing this shady stuff for getting that much money. But, you know, if you are going, like, you don't know that, but if you are going to be killed at the very end, that's heavy. That sucks. Okay, then the 16th of August, September is the one before October. So 16th of September, I completed my work. It's the second one. They tried to find another one. Yeah, I think so too. I completed my work on Overlord a week ago, but I'm still uneasy. Yeah, I would be too because, you know, you might be eliminated. I'm going to take my concerns to J. Saint Gideon, the former president of Gideon and MTC Corporations. Wow, okay, that's not a full name, sadly. But we're going to write that down, and this time I'm going to make better notes. It might take a bit longer, but J. Saint Gideon, and I'm going to, you know, write down what's their occupation. So in this case, president of Gideon and MTC. President of Gideon and MTC. And and I'm also going to write down that Kalinsky, who I'm writing in a funny way, Kalinsky wanted to talk to him about his concerns. Wanted, yeah, to talk to him. about his concerns. Bullet points. Yes. Now I feel like a real actual private investigator. That's how they do it, right? Taking a long time to write down some notes. I'm sure that's how they do it. Okay, let's see the next entry. From the 20th of September, which, if I remember correctly, is close to his death. Wasn't it the 25th or something when he died? I forgot, but something around that. I have had severe headaches throughout the day. Oh, something is wrong inside my head. Remember last time how I said I have a feeling maybe they are drilling holes in people's heads and then, do something shady there? I think I based that off of the medical examiner checking his corpse and saying there was some like hole in his head, but it was probably from some old surgery. Don't think so. Something is wrong inside my head. I'm doing things that make no sense to me. I must try to dot 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 dot. Okay, the plot thickens. I want to remind you that last time we talked to the only witness to the suicide, which is kind of like I don't know if he's a homeless guy. I think he's not homeless, but he's like kind of a shady guy, looking really dirty, smoking, drinking, whatever, living in some very like shady area as well. And that guy said he watched the guy kill himself, and there was no one else interfering, but the guy was like a zombie, like he was remote control, and he kind of just like walked to the ledge of the bridge and then just dropped over without even hesitating, without even thinking. So, and here we can see that, this kind of mind control or whatever it is, substance device started to actually do its thing. Okay, so we need to find, like Kalinsky said, he can only stop the project by finding all the passcards and all the passcodes. So we're going to, continue where he left off. And we have two passcards already, the blue and I think the green one. I'm not precisely sure, but one we just used. And for that we have the password as well, which is Bishop. Now I'm hoping that this is the list of encrypted passwords. Now that might indicate that that is the number of passcards we'll have to find. If so, this stream could last a while. Because that's a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 passcards or passwords. And I'm checking right now if I can make up some other. Oh yeah, and we actually do have two. Look at this. So here's the bishop one. Is it possible to see that? Hardly. Camera, do your thing. So this is the bishop one apparently. And then look at this one right here. We got a password from the one scientist, John Claus, and he said his password is pawn. And as you can clearly see, this is what is it, an anagram? I think anagram is the right word for pawn. So I'm going to make red circles around these, and I'm going to write down the actual clear passwords, bishop and pawn. Sure. So we've got 2 out of 15, maybe out of 15. I mean, there's not that many colors. There's that many colors, but it's hard to name that many colors, right? Green, light green, pink, orange. You will run out of like easy options. Okay, so what do we do next actually? We have one new name on the list, which is J. Saint Gideon. And I think we should probably go back to that scientist who talked a lot and talk to him about J. Saint Gideon. Is there anything else we can do in this warehouse? If there is, you might as well tell me because, going back here and shooting our way in is a bit tedious. So feel free to tell me if you think that there's anything else we should do in this. I will do one thing. I will use the computer one more time just to see. Okay, there's a blue pass card because I want to know. So the bishop one is the blue pass card. I'm going to write that down in case it's relevant. And you know what? I'm going to read through the log one more time real quick just to make sure I picked up all the important things. I'm frustrated with our attempts to find the other scientists working on this project. So far, we have only put together a small list of possible colleagues, and SF is not convinced that all scientists are naive about overload. So it seems to me that SF is probably this private investigator. Um, who goes by the name Sonny Fletcher, and I think that he was probably hired as kind of like an internal kind of security person for the project, like kind of overseeing, helping the scientists, making sure that maybe even eliminating them. I mean, that doesn't make much sense because he warned one of them that they're coming after him, but I don't know. And SF is not convinced that all scientists are naive about Overlord. I have discovered that in order to stop the project, I will need to obtain all of the passcards and their passwords. I wish you would tell us how many there are. But what to do once I've obtained them is unclear. SF believes once a scientist is through with this particular phase of work on Project Overlord, he is eliminated. I completed my work on Overlord a week ago, but I'm still uneasy. I'm going to take my concerns to J. St. Gideon, the former... Okay, Noah, so this is what we had to take out of this. I have severe headaches throughout the day. Something is wrong inside my head. I'm doing things that make no sense to me. Okay. I'm leaving the warehouse, and while Tex is leaving the warehouse, me as a person, I'm unloading that last drink I had. In other words, I'll be back in a second. I'll go to the toilet. So, see you in a second. Well, not a second, but like, I would say like a minute to two. Alright, I'm almost back. Uh, just getting myself a refill as well. Because I like to stay hydrated. I'm a thirsty guy. Quite literally a thirsty guy. And every time one drink goes out one end, another one goes in the other. Which means you'll see me go to toilet a lot. Okay, so I said let's go back to that scientist who was very talkative, which was John Claus, to talk to him again about the guy called J. St. Gideon, head of MTC and Gideon, and his nav code. Why can I not? Oh, there we go. It just had a bit of a lag. I hope you enjoyed the engine sound. It's very lovely. Destination locked. I think it was quite a long, yeah, 200 miles. But if you've watched last time, you know that 209 miles is nothing for our bullet-shaped flying car. What takes the longest is ascending to our travel height, which is about 11,000 feet if I remember correctly, and then descending back down. That takes a while. By the way, while we're doing this, let me give a shout out to my girlfriend, just warning her that I'm streaming because she doesn't like to be on stream. She doesn't like to walk through the camera. So I just want to make sure she knows, what's going on, and she doesn't like run into the camera and then like, oh no, the internet has seen my head. Um, I'm streaming, by the way, and I don't and don't. I'm so fast with it. I don't have the curtain up yet. Curtain. So give me a 10 min warning. 10 Okay. And look, I'm so slow with writing messages, and yet I managed to do it before we arrived at our destination. Look, this guy is slowing down so much on these last couple of miles. I wonder why. Usually it's keeping the speed um, pretty high until very close. By the way, I changed the chat on screen to stay, and to basically just scroll out of view at some point if there's too much, which is probably not going to happen anytime soon. With how many viewers I draw, but I thought that was nicer than to fade it out, because why fade it out if you can just have it scroll out. Somehow it's the default setting to fade out. Oh, we're almost there now. That was a long ride, so let's make sure to question this guy on everything we have to. I arrive in Reno at a small... Is it Reno or Reno? Don't know how to pronounce that. At a small office complex. The building is fairly new, being designed in the post-nuclear period. As I walk in, I see a gray-haired man about 50 sitting at a large table. Professor Claus? The man looks up with a shocked look. How did you find me? He says. It's my business finding people. I give him my credentials and background on the Linsky case. It's funny, like we've been to him before, but the same introduction is going on every single time. Um, why not? So I'm going to point out his eye again. I don't think that's a coincidence. If you look at his hair, you can see that, because last time I thought maybe his eye has this green iris, green coloring to it, because simply of the limited color palette that they were using. But just look at his hair. There's enough colors that you could use, like darkish browns and whatnot. So I should make a note who has a green eye. I should really make a note who has a green eye. And so I'm going to, on my new notebook, I'm putting down John Claus, and I'm going to have an icon that looks like an eye. And I'm going to put that icon next to him, meaning that he has been operated on, is what I assume. That's what I assume happens basically when they drill that hole into your head or whatever it is to mind control you, that then you get the green eye. That's my theory at this point. So I think this guy is bound to die anyway, unless I shut off Overlord, um, and therefore shut off the mind control. Maybe that's a way to save him. Okay, so question him. So I want to question you about, let's see, J. Saint Gideon. Can't help you there. Oh no, that sucks. We came here just for that dude, and you can't help us there? That's a bit disappointing, really. Maybe I should write it different. Maybe let's just try Saint Gideon. Can't help you there. No, maybe just J. Saint, because that, no. How about just J. Gideon? Or maybe, we need to figure out what the name actually is. Let's just quickly try the very most common ones. Like, what is it? John Saint Gideon? No, and then maybe Jim Saint Gideon. I'm just taking a step here. Or what is it? James Saint Gideon, and what else? Like James Bond, Jim, James, John. That's like the most common ones, I think. Okay, no, he can't help us there. So now that we've traveled 200 miles plus, 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 let's see once again if there's anything else we can get out of this guy. Um, so we already have his password and his pass card, which is incredibly cool. Let's ask him one more time, basically about everything, just to make sure that the travel was worth it. So I wanted to ask him about his, former colleagues, or probably former colleagues. There was a list of 3 scientists. He was one of those, and he doesn't seem to know the others. That is so weird. Like, if you would work with these people, or maybe they kept them separate. Maybe there was a strict separation. Everyone had their own office, and they didn't even know about each other. It's possible. Um, with the secrecy going on about this. Let's ask him about SF actually. No, and Sonny Fletcher. I'm sure I did this last time, but just again, we've traveled 200 miles, so okay, he doesn't know about Sonny Fletcher. Um, By the way, last time I sometimes ask people about Saints, All Saints Church, and I forgot actually that was for. Again, I rewatched part of the stream, and I remember because of this, I now remember that that's the place where Kalinsky is being put in the ground, or has been put in the ground. So okay, so let's once again ask about Sandra Larson, which is the like a love affair of Kalinsky, or used to be. Um, Blaze Wiener, no, okay. And I want to know about the dead scientist Carl Davis. Come on, not even that one. But you do know about Carl Linsky, right? Wait, is it actually Carl with K? No, it's with C, right? Yeah. In German you would write Carl with a K. So that's how you know. Carl and I used to work together, but we had a falling out over Mrs. Lightbody, who is not equipped with a lightweight body. She was my chick, and he took her away. He had been trying to get in touch with me, but I wouldn't return his calls. I was sorry to hear about his death. Now I wonder, now this is very, that's not nice of me to say, and I didn't say nice things about Mrs. Lightbody last time, but I do wonder if the reason that so many guys are like falling for Mrs. Lightbody, who doesn't look very appealing, to me at least, if that also has something to do with mind control. Maybe she, because she has a lot of money too, so that's always a bit suspicious, and maybe she has her fingers on some of those controls. I mean, I don't know. And then I'll make you love me, click, and then the green eye goes like twitchy twitch, and they're like, oh, Mrs. Light Buddy, you're so lovely. I don't know. It's possible. Let's not bribe or threaten this guy because he was very helpful. Look at his eyes again. Look at his eyes twitching and going like green and okay. And the story is nothing for children. No, no, it's not really. I mean, it's not that super heavy, but yeah. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much I can ask him about anymore. So, actually, where do we go? Let's have a quick look. So, we had, so we have Carl Linsky, who's dead. We have Sylvia Linsky, his daughter. Mm, we have John Richards, who is the medical examiner. And he basically knew nothing apart from stuff about the medical examination, so there's probably not much purpose in talking to him. He most likely wouldn't be affiliated with MTC Corp or anything else, so I don't see why we should actually talk to him. There's Dolores Lightbody, who is definitely a person of interest for many reasons. First of all, because she had something going with basically everyone in the game at some point. And that's not really true, but with like at least two of the scientists, right? John Claus, and Kalinsky. Those two at least. Was there someone else? No, I think those two. So that itself, and the fact that she's very rich, and the fact that she's not pretty, and yet people were falling for her, all of that makes her a person of interest. We have Steve Clements, who is the cop who was investigating the whole thing, and I'm thinking maybe we should talk to him again. With all our recent findings, like talk to him again and say, hey, dude, look, this is what I figured out. Like, what do you think? Wait, before we do that, I remember one more thing. There's something we can do. I will hit the H key for help, and you can see the help menu. And here it says, on line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, line 8 and 9, it says, phone Vanessa and phone Lee. So we can make a phone call. And you might have remembered that or you might remember that we have a fax machine in our car, and at the very beginning of the game, we received a fax from Vanessa. And if I understand the manual correctly, like there's no other hint so far about Vanessa and Lee, but if I understand the manual correctly, then these are basically people working for us. I think Vanessa is kind of like our office lady, our secretary if you wish. And I think Lee, but again, I'm not sure that the manual itself is not really, I think, not really exhaustive about it, and I think Lee is some kind of like an informant. So we haven't talked to them, so let's do that now. V for phone Vanessa. Did something happen? Is he phoning Vanessa? I don't think he is. Let's try it again. Ah, because I had to exit the help screen first. Idiot. Wow, that looks cool. Look, we have like an iris scanner. Hello,
Yes?
Vanessa. Yes. That's cool. Okay, cool. So this way we have two new people we can actually talk to. So this might give us some new leads. Hello, Vanessa. Thank you so much for helping us. She strongly reminds me of someone, and I'm not sure who. I think some actress. Okay, let's find out about Karlinski, of course.
Look for my facts.
Look for my facts, right? Okay. So everything you know about him is in the facts. By the way, her lip sync wasn't bad. It almost seemed to fit what she said. I'm pretty sure it was just generic movement, but I didn't pay too close attention. Are we talking about the lip licking bitch? Um, this is not the lip licking bitch right here, and she doesn't remind me of the lip licking bitch. But we can ask about her. Sylvia Linsky. And for anyone wondering about who's the lip licking bitch, that's Sylvia Linsky, the daughter of the deceased guy Kalinski. And when we approached her the first time, first of all, Tex was immediately falling for her, and second of all, she did this and started flirting with us like head on, like not through the bush, just like bam, like the two of us might work out. Let's date after this case is over. And then she also said something about that she had a lot of relationships or something like this. So that's why Terraria is saying like lip licking bitch. Okay, let's ask
Can't
about her.
help you there.
Can help you there. Sure, no problem. That's okay. I'll just ask you about everyone. What do you think about the medical examiner, John Richards?
Look for my facts.
Look for my facts. Right, right, right. Yeah, I've seen the facts. What do you think about Dolores Lightbody? I get a feeling she's going to refer to the facts.
Look for my facts.
See? Look at my sacks. Steve Clements.
Look for my facts.
You're starting to annoy me a bit, darling. Um, I appreciate that you're in my car in the console, ever present and always willing to help, but so far you didn't turn out to be much of a help.
Look
Look
for
for
my
my
facts.
facts. How often are we going to hear this? Because I'm going to type in
Look for my facts.
all of the things that we could possibly ask about because I'm not sure within the story of the game, what kind of tools are at her disposal? Like, it's the year 2033, so I kind of feel that she might, sit in front of like um, a multitude of huge screens, connected to the internet or whatever they have, and can research everything really cool, like the operator in Matrix, basically. Like I need an exit. Yeah, sure, I got you. I need the floor plan of this building. Sure, just a second. So I'm going to ask her about everything because um, just from the
Can't help you there.
just from the logic, I would think that she's like kind of like an all-knowing entity in a way. I'm not going to ask her actually over about password. That doesn't make sense. Law and Order. Come on, at least say something.
Look for my facts.
Oh boy, really? I think there wasn't even something in the facts about Law and Order. Nexus now. Nexus is the now we know what Nexus is, by the way. It's the terminals where you put in your passcard and the key code, the password.
Can't help you there.
Can't help you there. The way she says that and the way she looks. But you know what? At least she doesn't have the suspicious green eye. That would have been legitimately scary if she had the green eye, right? Because she's like my assistant. She's like probably my like best buddy, the person I can trust the most, I would assume. If she's really like my secretary, and then if she had the green eye, geez, that would be scary. Luckily she doesn't. Yo, what about
Can't help you there.
yo? Can't help you there. Okay, tell me about Sonny Fletcher, because that I would assume,
Can't help you there.
no, you're not helpful at all. Let's ask about the insurance agent, Peter Dahl.
Look for my facts.
Look for my facts. I once played the game. We don't need to ask about the bishop. Let's ask about Senator Larson. Come on, give me something.
Look for my facts.
No. I once played a game, and you played, I think it's a little girl actually, but I think it was a kind of a horror game. I can't really remember. It's a long time ago and I didn't get far in the game.
Can't help you there.
Can't help you there. And this girl, no matter what you did, she had this one phrase that she would always say, if you couldn't interact with something, like, I can't do this, I can't do this. And she only had this one phrase. Like Tex only has the okay phrase if, he's like affirmative. And this girl was like, I can't do this, I can't do this. And, since it was a girl, it sounded so like whiny and helpless. And it was so annoying. You would play this game, it was just like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. It would drive me crazy. And it reminds me a bit, like this lady, look at my facts, can't help you there. It's like a bit of this feeling again. Tell me something about Carl Davis.
Look
Look
for
at
my
my
facts.
facts. Look for my facts, I'm sorry. Right, 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 man. You're useless as.
Can't help you there.
Can't help you there. The person who can trust most and knows nothing. Yeah, really. Like, I think the whole utility of her is to be the person that we can trust. That's all. Like we find comfort in her, um, but we don't find information in her. Tell me something about the
Look for my facts.
witness. Look for my facts. Maybe we should check her facts again. I don't know. What else do we have? Did we ask her about Overlord? I think we did,
Can't
right? Yeah,
help you
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah, of course. Man, you are such a helpful person. You're an all-knowing person. You know what? Escape. That was useless. But incoming facts. Now I get it. Look for my facts doesn't refer to a past facts. It's like you ask her something and instead of telling you directly, instead she's just sending you a fax. Like, I'm going to write that down in an email. I mean, hey, we had a phone call. Why not just talk? Karlinski's San Francisco address is, yeah, okay, we got that already. Thank you. Now we'll receive like a ton more faxes, I guess, because oh boy. Sandra Larson's. And look at this. The second one is already really good. The second one is really good. New notebook. Here's the new notebook. I don't know how to keep a notebook actually because I never know how much I'm going to have to write down underneath a certain person. So how much space am I going to leave? Sandra Larson, NAF code is 4599. And that was she was the, let's put it this way, love affair of Kalinsky. If you want to know, by the way, when I say Kalinsky instead of Kalinsky, uh, that's what I have in my mind, Kalinsky, which is shout out um, to my former colleague. Uh, we in our company there's a guy called Kalinowski, last name Kalinowski. Sorry for giving away any like private information, but just the last name isn't much, right? And then our boss, actually, our he's not good with names somehow, but he's still super confident. And he just goes around, and calls people by sometimes by wrong names. And he sometimes used to call him Kalinsky instead of Kalinowski. So, Kalinsky for me, that's where, and then this guy here is called Karl Linsky. So, obviously for me it's like, oh, Kalinsky, funny. It's probably not funny to anyone else, but at least now you know where that's coming from. Okay, so we have her address. Cool. Amazing. Amazing. That's really helpful. We haven't talked to her ever since, ever, because we didn't have her. Okay, yeah. Daggett lives near the Mission District. We got him. We talked to him. Oh, there's a wall of text coming in. From Vanessa. Here's a newspaper article I found in a Santa Barbara paper on Carl Davis. Noted scientist Dr. Carl Davis was found dead at his Santa Barbara home, NC 3720. And we got another thing. Why didn't we talk to Vanessa earlier? I thought she's useless. Turns out she's incredibly helpful. She just doesn't like to talk. Instead, she loves sending faxes. Man, she's a fax maniac. That's like her favorite thing to do. And look at how fast she typed up all of these. She must be like a 10-finger kind of typing person. 3720. So we've got two new locations. This is exciting. Carl Davis, who coincidentally had been a professor at the University of California at Davis. Same as Kalinsky, right? I think. Was it the University of California? I think it was. Died of an overdose of cyanide 631. Here we have another thing to write down. Holy balls. What's really cool is I'm using a red pen today versus the blue one from last time, so I can easily tell new and old notes apart. Awesome. Cyanide 631. Definitely. Why am I writing this down on the old notebook? I don't know, because the new one so far is only about people, and cyanide doesn't fit the bill. Though, just write it down underneath Carl Davis. See, I'm still learning as a private detective. Can you tell? Um, Killed by an overdose of. Fuck the old notebook, yo. Uh, three. Cyanide. Cyanide 631. I would assume that we can talk to people about this, and the first person that comes to mind is the medical examiner, because he would probably know about substances that can kill people. According to police detective Smiley Monroe, and we have another person writing that down. And I have a feeling if I asked Vanessa about Smiley Monroe, she might have a location code for us. Who knows? Smiley Run. There it is already. I should just, continue to read before I babble. Monroe of the Santa Barbara Police Department. You know what? I'm going to write all of this down. Santa Barbara Police Department. I'm sorry if this is annoying for you, but I'm going to play the game the way I want to play it. This way it's enjoyable for me, and hopefully this way the stream is somewhat enjoyable. Santa Barbara Police investigated, investigated, investigated the death of Carl Davis, and his location code is 3614. By the way, I think there's a system to these location codes. I think the closer they are numerically to each other, I think the closer the locations are, because we had one location that was really far away, and I think it was the first one that started with a 7. That was, the John Claus or John Klaus. He was way up in the north, I think, in Reno. Um, Dr. Davis must have accidentally grabbed a flask of cyanide 631 instead of the Diet Coke sitting next to it. Oh, come on. Really? Like, since when do you have, a top toxic substance? I don't know what cyanide 631 is, but an obviously lethal substance sitting in a bottle that looks like a Coke bottle. Like, are you kidding me? No one would believe that. Shit. Although Diet Coke and cyanide have some similar properties, really, that's taking a stab at Coke, isn't it? How do I get past this space? Have some similar properties. They both kill you in the long run, I guess. The main ingredient of cyanide is toxic and killed Mr. Davis within minutes. I would have preferred seconds for his sake, but at least it wasn't hours. So, du kennst Cyanid. Do I? Do I know cyanide? Where from? Help me out here. I don't know where I know it from. I might very well do. My brain is that bad, but right now I don't know. Um, a close friend, Aaron Sternwood. We have another name. Man, Vanessa. Holy balls. My first page of the big notebook is almost full. That's how helpful you are, Vanessa. Cheers. Close friend, it says. Close friend of Carl Davis. I feel so professional. I was writing down everything properly. Last time I didn't want to let you guys wait, but I figure it's okay. um, a close friend, Aaron Sternwood, discovered Dr. Davis on his laboratory floor. I can't believe it. He never drank poison before. Yes, of course. Why would you drink poison? He should try to be more careful. Well, he cannot try to be more careful now. He's dead, dude. You're in denial. Get real. When I found him, he was gasping for breath. That's horrible. He humbled some chess term, maybe bishop, and then he was gone, said Sternwood. Funeral services are pending. Cyanide, read in German, very known poison. I do not know much about poisons, to be honest. So yeah, it rings a bell. But if you would just give me the name, I would say like, oh, some chemical substance. So I'm sorry, my brain's bad. Okay, so next facts. Come on, bring it on. Next facts. There's one more fact. Of course there is. Peter Dahl works at NC4674. Yeah, we've talked to him, right? Let me quickly check because sometimes you have like a home address and like a personal address. But no, that is the same. Okay, we've been there. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you for your effort. It was in vain, but um, the Law and Order Party is a quasi-fascist political organization dedicated to controlling the government. Dedicated to controlling the government. Okay. That's a bit weird to me, and that's a bit confusing to me because, um, like, the government is basically made up of people from political parties, right? Like, you have several parties, and then, they kind of but controlling the government, that sounds like overtaking that. Oh, anyway, they've moved from their San Francisco office to somewhere in Southern California. Or California. There's an R at the end all of a sudden. No one seems to know where their main headquarters are now located. Wow. You don't know where the headquarters of a political party is? That is so shady. The head of the party is a man named Robert Knott, and we have another name. Wow. I have a feeling that Robert. Where's the name again? There, Knott. The names are often very suggestive in this game, and Knott, remove one T, you have a knot, and Knoten in German. So I have a feeling that this guy might have a green eye. Let's see about that. He's barely seen in public, but through strong political connections, he's built a very powerful organization. I should write down who that is, by the way. Um, head of Law and Order. Law and Order. Order. Man, my handwriting. I'm kind of like a doctor right now. Um, let's ask Vanessa about this guy. Maybe she has the location code, though I think she would have given us the location code already if she had. Gideon Corporation is a large company involved with electronic surveillance equipment. Here's a newspaper article I found on them. Gideon Enterprises, a local San Francisco corporation, 4650. Amazing. We get so much stuff here from this lady. Remember how a minute ago I said she's useless? How wrong I was. I'm sorry, Vanessa. I'm sorry. I should not have said that about you. Gideon enter prices. How do I make sure that I know that this is a... I'm using some weird icons now on my notes as well. They are probably going to confuse me. 4650. 4650 is Gideon Enterprises. Great. Local San Francisco corporation has announced that they have received a $500 million government contract to develop 3 new surveillance satellites for the government. Gideon specializes in the development of high-tech computer and electronic surveillance equipment. The company was founded in 1997 by J. St. Gideon. We have that name already. Mr. Gideon is now retired and has turned receiving effects the reins over to Mr. Frank Schimming. Look at that. We have another name. Holy balls. By the way, Gideon Enterprise, I'm going to write down surveillance equipment and a multi-million-dollar contract from the government, from the gov. That should be enough um, to build 3 satellites. We might go to space in this game. Um, the reins over to Mr. Frank Schimming, new head of Gideon. New head of Gideon. Gideon and man, I'm not writing very well. Who is president and chairman of the board? There's so many people now we have to like that we can ask about and whatnot. Let's read another fax. This is turning into a fax simulator right now. My fault. I ask her so many things. So I mean, it's not a fault. It's good. We get information. That's what we need. Um, oh, let me quickly check my. Okay. Um, MTC Corporation is the management training center and a subsidiary of a larger corporation called Gideon Enterprises. That much we know. Here's a newspaper article I found on them. Gideon Enterprises, a local San Francisco corporation, NC4650, yeah, we got that, has announced that they have received. Oh, wait, that's the same text. So, because MTC and Gideon are virtually the same. 500 million, by the way. I want to write that down. 500. I guess multi-million sounds like 2 or 3 or 13, but 500. Holy moly. Okay, we read that just before. Mr. Gideon is now retired and has turned the reins over, blah blah blah. Frank Schimming. Frank Schimming, by the way, could be German. Frank Schimming. Very German name. Especially with the SCH and Frank. I mean, Frank is an English name as much as it's a German name, and probably in other languages as well, but it perfectly works in German. Steve Clemens is at police headquarters, right? I think we have that exact location code, but let me double check just so we do not miss anything. Yeah, we do have that. Next facts, please. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, Vanessa. Dolores lied, but he lives in Berkeley at 4920. Got that address. Thank you. Next one. Very known poison, Terraria says about cyanide. John Richards' office is in San Francisco at 4670. Got that one already. Next one. That's all. Okay. Shall we also speak to Lee, his name, I think? Why not? It's comfortable here in the car. Mm. And I'm thinking the more topics we have written down on the notebook to talk to people, the better it is. Because some locations are hard to get into. Bastag at the warehouse, you need to shoot your way in, and we have limited ammunition. And traveling is also a bit annoying just because it takes time. So I want to make sure that we ask people about as many things as possible. So let's talk to Lee. What was that? That was L. L for Lee. Okay. L. Let's see who Lee is. I'm curious. I'm not even sure if it's male or female. Female. Enhance. Enhance. Well, I'm lucky he enhanced.
What do you need, Murphy?
What do you need, Murphy? So we know each other apparently. Um, she's very bossy, isn't she? What do you need? She almost sounded Russian to me there. Maybe she is. Um, well, what do I need? I need information, and I need as much as we can get. And at this point, we have so many things to talk about. Holy schlizzle. Talk.
What's it worth?
What's it worth? Like what? You want money? Oh boy. Okay, now that sucks. I mean, the issue here now is she might just give us some very cyanide is Blausäure. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you. That tells me more. So now here's the issue with this. Lee might give us some very generic information or information that we already have because we've talked to a lot of people. So talking about someone like Karl Linsky who's dead, and everyone is just saying like, yeah, he was this professor and he's dead. Um, that's not worth a lot of money to me, or actually none. And she's not really into me, no. And now we have so many topics to talk about that I don't want to give her money to tell me generic stuff about Kalinsky that I already know. So, you know what? You get zero.
You're as cheap as your suit.
Yeah. I'm actually not wearing a suit, am I? I think I have like a coat. I'll give you. Oh, what? I cannot get out of this? Can I say escape? Yeah, I can. Ugh. And then it goes out of the whole thing. Let's call her again, but ask about something we think is worth a bit of money. Um, so what is worth a bit of money? Well, we do not have location codes on some of the people we have on this
What
new.
do you need, Murphy?
What do you need, Murphy? I need you to cooperate, and I need you to not be greedy. All right? What we know each other, and let's work together into the future. So let's don't rip me off here, okay? So we want some information about people. Oh, call, you can't punch her, right? We cannot punch her, we cannot bribe her. I mean, we do, you act, but that's the funny part. We can bribe her, so that works. But we can't threaten her through the phone. She's not gonna have that. So we need a location code on Aaron Sternwood. I want to have a location code, and if she's not giving me a fucking location code for the money, then
What's it worth?
what's it worth? So the guy on the street, he wanted to have. I think he didn't talk up until 4 or 500 bucks. 500 because I gave him 600 in total because I gave him 500 and then I gave him 100 on top because I thought he would tell us more, which he didn't. Um, which is why I punched him. And so with her, I feel like she's gonna be more cooperative. So let's start out.
You're as cheap as your suit.
Not gonna talk for 200. 300. Come on, Lee.
You're as cheap as your suit.
You're as cheap as your suit. So 400.
You're as cheap as your suit.
Oh, come on. You're just as much a ripoff as the Bash Daggett, really?
Look for my fax.
Look for my fax. She's also in love with faxes. Processing fax. Estimated arrival 427. Wow. Ah, damn it. She's a gold digger, yeah. 500, for each piece of information. We might be broke real soon. So let's see. We have two more names without a location code. So apparently no one's talking for less than 500 in this game. So give me a location code for Robert. I should probably check the facts first. See, check the quality of the information. Maybe she's just saying like, yeah, he used to be a friend of Carl Davis. Uh, let's go at this now. Tell me about Robert
Sorry,
Knott.
can't help you.
Oh, you don't know about Robert Knott. Did I type him correctly? Robert Knott.
Sorry, can't help you.
Can't help you. That didn't sound so Russian this time. Then give me a location code for Frank Schimming.
Sorry, can't help you.
Okay. At least one location code. Is there anything else we really desperately need information on that she might be able to give us? We have a location code for Gideon Enterprises. Oh yeah, there's one guy. J. St. Gideon, the former head of Gideon Enterprises.
What's it worth?
There we go. We might get a location code for, what is it? Let's try 400 again. Just, we just gave you 500 bucks. Come on.
You're as cheap as your suit.
Yeah, I am cheap. What's it to you?
Look for my fax.
Look for my fax. Great. $1,000 down the drain. Well, I mean, we might get some good information for it. Hopefully. Look at her. Okay, quickly checking my old notebook if there's anything else we need. You know what? Pass card. Maybe she knows where to get a pass card. We need to collect pass cards, basically.
Sorry, can't help you.
Nah. She reminds me of a very crazy Korean woman. I think I know who you're talking about. I have a feeling I know. I think you're talking about a Korean woman who's currently in the US. Okay, so let's talk about Sonny Fletcher because I have not gotten any.
What's it worth?
Sonny Fletcher. I've been waiting to talk to the Sonny Fletcher guy for a long time. I think this guy is definitely someone we want to talk to desperately. So yeah, yeah, come on, eat the 500.
You're as cheap as your suit.
What? Did I not put in the right amount? Let's try this again. Maybe I.
You're as cheap as your suit.
What? She wants more than 500 bucks? でも、なんだよねん。Man, you're ripping me
You're as
off.
cheap as your suit.
Not even 600 works? I have a feeling that this game is only going in multiples of 500. I think the next one is going to be, but I'm going to try
You're as
700.
cheap as your suit.
Oh, 800. 800.
You're as cheap as your suit.
You know, you're cheap because you only have one thing to say in it. You're as cheap as your suit. Come up with something else.
You're as cheap as your suit.
Okay, 1000 it is. I bet you it's 1000, isn't it?
Look for my facts.
So it's either 500 or 1000, and probably there's going to be people who want to have 1500 down the line, and at that point I will probably have spent all of my money for sandwiches. Okay, so we've got facts about this guy. Is there anything else? Yes, we still have more people we want to talk to. Um, and we, where we're missing a location code. But I'll tell you what. We'll check the faxes first, because if she's not even giving us a location code for 1000, then I'm not, putting any more money down her throat. Tell me about bye.
Sorry, can't help you.
Can't help you. Can't say bye bye. Give me those faxes. Give me those location codes. I love location codes. It's like a collector's game at that point in a way. Like I wanna get all the location codes for all the names. I wanna it's like this thing where you like need to get it. Like I have a name, but the name cannot stand by itself. I need a location code to go with the game. And there is one. To find Aaron Sternwood. Let me write that down. Talk to Smiley Monroe. Huh? He's a police officer and said, oh no. And we already have the location code for Smiley Monroe. So that was $500 down the gutter. Gone. Useless. Vanessa did it for free. I like Vanessa. She's a good one. Then you have to drive to her and punch her. Maybe we should ask Vanessa about, this is something I haven't done. We haven't asked Vanessa about Lee. Maybe we should talk to Vanessa about Lee. Maybe we can get a location code from Vanessa to find Lee and then threaten her and be like, you better give me information now because I gave you $1,500, $2,000 at this point, and all you gave me was information I already got for free. Bitch. Lee Chin. Lee Chin, by the way. See, I'm going to write the full name down so that we can actually ask Vanessa. I'm going to try that. Not now, but I'm going to try it. Lee Chin. Lee Chin. Her chin didn't strike me as very remarkable in any way. Informant, I'm going to write down. And then I'm writing down greedy AF. You all know what that means. Sonny Fletcher stays at some rundown apartment in LA. Okay, at least that information, which was worth $1,000, which I think is a lot, at least that gave us a location code. Sonny Fletcher, location code 5-1. I wonder if I can refer back to those faxes. Like, let's say I write down the location code in the wrong way. Let's say I have a typo. Do you think I can come back to these faxes? Or will I have to spend 1,000 again? At that point, I would rather Google it, but, Oh, okay, and at least for 500 bucks, we got another location code. By the way, I'm going to write down private investigator. Investigate is enough for Sonny Fletcher, and then I will write down, where do we have him? Saint Gideon. I'm going to write down the location code apparently. 3891 Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is that's like a pretty. I mean, it makes sense. He was the former head of this like huge company. Thank you. Just look your own stream. Just look, yeah, true. Um, Even though googling it would probably be simpler, but we do have an inventory, and I have never checked the inventory so far. So we're going to do that now. Lots of new stuff happening. Let's hit I for inventory. Okay, that's a very nice text-based inventory. So we do have 241 bullets for our pistol or weapon. We do have $7,400 in cash. And then we have messages here. Let's go into message. I just want to quickly check. It doesn't do anything. Like enter. Oh, there we go. It's laggy. Or I don't know. A fax. Dear Professor, looking forward to our date. Saturday, love, Sandra. Okay, that was the message. We've got a book. Let's quickly check what we have. Why is it so slow? Like I'm hitting enter. Psychology textbook written by Karl Linsky. A page is marked. Okay, key. Final cabinet key. Okay, well. Tape. What was on the tape? A 2-inch digital audio tape. I don't actually remember, but whatever. Whiskey. That's cool. We have the whiskey here. Can we drink it? Pawn, reclaim, exit. Pawn, reclaim. What does it mean, pawn? Let me quickly check. Let me quickly check what it means, pawn. Mm, like I know pawn is like the guy, like the one, like a chess kind of guy, right? Verpfänden, versetzen. Okay, so to I guess like we will sell it, but it's also the chess piece. Um, but I think it also means that we're going to sell it. Okay, so it has a value of 40. I'm not going to sell my whiskey. Hell no. We might need that. Once we get a gunshot shot wound, we'll have to clean that and take a sip as well. It should be empty anyway because it was half a bottle and then it said when we drank it, it said he chucked down the bottle. So I'm wondering if there's anything inside. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong program. Um, we're back. Okay, so what do we have here? Note. Oh, oh, I said pawn the note. No, 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 no. Reclaim that. Or just exit. Whatever. Let's not mess with the inventory right now. Let's just talk to all these new people. Where do we go first? We now have lots of stuff. Oh, I'm going to do one more thing before I do that. I'm going to talk to Vanessa one more time. I actually want to see if we can get a location code on Li Chin, who is helpful, but only for a very high price. Hello, Tex. Hello, Vanessa. Can you tell me about Li Chin?
There's nothing in our files.
There's nothing in our files. Wow. She's like an underground dog. Oh, okay. Thanks. Thanks, Vanessa. Always nice talking to you. Now that I know you're wild on those faxes. So you know what? I'm going to first talk to Sandra Larson. Um, Reason being that she's one of the first names we wrote down. Haven't talked to her ever since, and I'm curious. I scratch myself. I keep scratching myself because I have tons of mosquito bites. It's 200 miles away. Yeah, sure, whatever. 200 miles. I'll use that time to quickly write another message to the girlfriend. Um. Okie dokie, we got that done. Great. I'm astonished by the way. OBS, the streaming software, recording streaming, says that it's only using about 6% of the CPU, and my CPU isn't very new or beefy. I'm quite astonished because, all the video compression stuff, that's usually pretty heavy stuff for the CPU. 6%, that's awesome actually. Like, down to 4 right now even, like, hovering around the 5% mark. That's actually impressive. I would assume it's programmed very well. And it's open and free software, so shout out to that project. The Streamlabs software that a lot of people are using, which adds functionality to OBS, as far as I know, is just building on top of OBS. So, behind basically, as far as I understand it, basically behind every streamer's streaming capabilities, um, is sitting an open, free software project, which means that the people working on it do that in their free time and, don't get paid for it. And programming is a very time-consuming task. It's a very hard task as well. Um, so, you know, lots of respect for those people. Lots of respect and gratefulness as well, because I'm using their software right now. I couldn't do that if they didn't put in all the work. While we're descending down, I'm gonna quickly refill my glass. I'm thirsty again. I have that in my like on my Twitch page. In my panels, as they're called, like underneath the video, you can put some panels, which is basically a panel is one piece of information. Um, so you can split it up into different sections, more panels. And I actually put some shout out to some open source projects there because I really, really, really appreciate those. Oh, knocked over my. Taraya says the interface of the program fits the game perfectly. Well, I think you're talking about like the border around like my camp, for example, like the window decoration basically that you see. If that's what you're talking about, I drew those. OBS basically just gives you the ability to overlay your stream to arrange things on the screen. So you can take your cam and put it wherever you want. You can make it as big as you want, as small as you want. You can put the game somewhere. You can make the game full screen, or as I have done, make it occupy part of the screen. Mm, and you can also put images, static images. Um, and I had a while ago I had drawn up this like very simple GUI, graphical user interface kind of stuff for a university project, a very simple one. And I decided to just use it because the pixel style fits. So yeah, so I just put together all the frames and I like it as well. So yeah, thank you. Um, we're here, so we're talking to Sandra Larson. No shooting going on this nice. Oh look, this looks like a cool area. I mean, it's obviously a bit of a red district, but it looks nice. She also looks nice somehow. I don't know. I'm not reading yet. I'm just looking at her, and I don't know why. I kind of like her from just how I don't know. I find Sandra Larson at a local pub. See, that's nice. I like people who go to pubs. She is an extremely attractive woman in her late 20s. I can see why Linsky started to date her. See, and that's weird because you would think from the other lady that Linsky dated, or actually his fiance, you would think that he's into a completely different type of lady. But then here we go. So, all right. Hey, Sandra Larson, is there more text? No. Tell me about, well, the obvious thing first, Kalinsky. Carl and I started, oh look, she's turning around. She doesn't want to look at me. Carl and I started dating about 2 months ago. Oh shit. I was heartbroken when I heard about his death. Hmm. I wonder if you were dating or if there is some kind of money flow involved. And I'm just saying that simply because, look at the background. Sex, nude freaks, whatever. This seems to be like a red light district, and her dress, is quite like sexy. So I don't know if she's, working the streets or whatever they say. Is that how you say it? Like, she offers some services. Question. Tell me about the other lady in the life of. No, actually, let's start with the daughter. Sylvia Linsky. Oh, I must have mistyped, right? She must know about the daughter. Wait, is it? No, no, I think it was correct. Sylvia Linsky. Linsky. Sylvia Linsky. I did mistype that, and I didn't even see it. I like Sylvia. She's a nice kid. She can be a little wild, though. Coming from you, I take it that she really can be a little wild. Was the whale the fiance? Yes, yes, the whale. The whale was the fiance of Mr. Kalinsky. He wanted to break up with her, as we learned from a note found in his apartment's trash bin. But we don't know if he did. But if, but he said it was had totally nothing to do with Sandra Larson, who we see on screen right now, which, is usually, or from my experience, if they say it has nothing to do with her, then usually it has everything to do with her. Um, I don't know. Okay, you like Sylvia. That's cool. We can ask Sylvia about you, but now let's go to the whale. The whale, as we nicknamed her. Dolores Lightbody. Dolores was Karlinski's girlfriend. Girlfriend, not fiancée, okay. But he had grown tired of her. Carl started dating me and said he was going to call their engagement off. Ah, wait, their engagement off? Does this mean does it to call an engagement off? Does that mean to like end the engagement you're already in, or does that mean like you plan on getting engaged? Ah, whatever, doesn't really matter. Carl was worried about telling her because she had quite a temper. Quite a temper. Well, she started crying a lot when I talked to her, so she is Sandra Larson, by the way. I don't appreciate you smoking though. It's doing nothing for you, but it kills you. Drinking, you know, don't overdo it, but at least it does something to you. At least it does have a very noticeable effect that can be worthwhile if done responsibly. Um, Tell me about. Okay, let's go through our huge list of names. I want to know about the first of all the detective who investigated the case, the suicide. Sorry, can't help you there. I'm going to type that again because I did fuck up the spelling so often of people. No, okay. Medical examiner. Why would you know about a medical examiner? I don't see a reason. Right. Let's go. I can. Carl Davis, the other dead scientist. Nope, nothing there. Um, Sonny Fletcher. I mean, we do have a location code on Sonny Fletcher at this point, but okay, nothing. What about the insurance agent? Are you insured? You need some insurance? I can recommend this guy. No. Then, oh, you know what? There's one more guy we do not have location code on yet. We might have to hit up Lee again on this guy, but maybe we're lucky and she knows about Blaze Wiener, which is a funny name. No, she does not. Oops, dropped my pen. Be right back, gonna dive back already. So then, how about we ask about the other scientists, which is also something we might have to hit Lee up on, which is Maurice Gribble, is one of the three scientists named as having worked on the project Overlord, and we have David Pope, who I somehow assume, like this game is making, some word play on names a lot, so I'm assuming that the Pope guy, maybe he's like heavily religious, or maybe he's like the opposite of that, or just looks somehow funny in a way that plays on religion. I don't know. Do you know? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know the witness, Bash Daggett? No, you don't. Let's cut to the chase. What about Overlord? Come on. Oh, I'm afraid I've never heard that term before, and I think you're lying, because otherwise you would say, "Sorry, can't help you there." But you're saying, "I've never heard of them before," and I think that's a lie. She doesn't have a green eye, though, as far as I can tell, so that's something. You know what? I'm going to talk to her about. I mean, that's probably not even a topic, right? It's just like, yeah, okay, so he was killed by this substance, but okay. And as a scientist, there's probably some of it in his laboratory anyway. Okay, let's go through some like typical things. Wait, was it MTC Corp with a dot at the end, right? Yeah. It's supposed to be a management training center for employees of Gideon, but I suspect there's more to it than that. They've hired a number of top scientists. I don't know what they've been doing, but I'm sure they're not management consultants. Yeah, I completely agree with you, and Now I wonder if she's really lying about Overlord because why would she be lying on about Overlord, which is the project of MTC Corp, and then like talk so relatively openly about this. Um, let's see if you have any idea about where we can find a pass card. Nah, you don't. Ooh, she turned around real quick there. Um, what do you think about this weird political party called Law and Order? I've seen some of these arrogant thugs around the office. They're involved with the project at MTC, that's for sure. Ooh, okie dokie. So everything is connected, like the government is connected to law and order. Law and order seems to be connected to MTC. I'm going to write that down real quick, by the way. I mean, Gideon is in, connection to the government, but let me quickly write down law and order involve. I'm writing that down as a fact, when of course she could be, lying or she could be wrong, but I'm noting it down as a fact because that's how I roll. Involved with a project. I have a faint suspicion that this project is called Overlord at MTC. Okay. Oops. Okay. Thank you for that information. Do you have something to say about Gideon Enterprises? No? Do you have to say something about the guy heading or who used to head Gideon Enterprises, going by the name Jason Gideon? Damn, I gotta run to the toilet real quick in a second. He was president of Gideon Enterprises at one time. I heard him tell Shimming he'd get even with him someday. Oh, what? Okay, so Shimming, I remember that much, is the new president or the new head or whatever of Gideon Enterprises. And according to the newspaper article that we've read, as far as I remember, basically, power had been given over. Um, but now it says, that they're like getting even or they want to get even, which would indicate some beef between them. So maybe the new guy, the Shimming, um, kind of forcibly took over. I'm going to just write down had beef. Oops, beef. Three E's, triple E beef. Had beef uh, with J. Saint Gideon. And now it's time for me to run real quick. Be right back. It's so weird, by the way. Every time, after I go to toilet and I wash my hands, as you should always do, um, I'm standing in front of the mirror, right? And so I look at myself in the mirror. And the funny thing is, when I look at myself here on screen in the camera, to me I look completely different. Like not only the lighting or whatever, but I feel like I'm looking at a different person. It's so weird, like the facial features and everything, it just seems so completely different to me. So either the camera is lying or the mirror is lying. That's so weird. That's such a weird effect. I wonder where that's coming from. But anyway, I digress. Let's go on questioning this lady, Sandra Larson. I have more questions. So we now know that Shimming and Gideon had some beef going on, getting even with him someday. And I remember that Kalinsky, didn't he also have a note about someone wanting to get even with him in his office? Anyway, tell me about. So there's a guy we do not have a address for, and that is the head of Law and Order, Robert Nutt. Archie can't help us there just because it's so important. I'm going to make sure, yeah. Tell me more about Frank Shimming. He's the head of Gideon Enterprises. He's an arrogant sop. I heard he once stuck a live bunny in the paper shredder. If that's true, and if we get to talk to that guy, you know what option we're going to make use of. Violence is not okay. Violence is never okay. Almost never. Never. I don't know. But violence towards animals is even worse because they don't even understand why it's happening. Especially if it's something like a bunny. So you, Mr. Shimming, we, you and me, Mr. Shimming, we have to get even as well. We have to get even as well, if this story is correct. Now, we shouldn't go and exert physical violence just, from someone saying something about someone else. Like I heard, like even she says, I heard once. So these rumors. So we shouldn't jump to conclusions. We shouldn't punch someone's teeth out based on that, especially not in the real world. But it's a game after all, so we can go a bit crazy. Okay, you know what? You might know something about my informant, Li Chin. No, you don't. Oh, too bad. Um, so tell me about it. Fuck, I lost my count and Flotcher. Sonny Flotcher. Sorry, Sonny Fletcher. I lost track of who I asked her about and who I didn't. Happened the last time as well because we have so many options at this point. Now I'm just going through the list from top to bottom for now. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting to ask people about themselves, which you can do. Oh, damn it, I even have a mosquito bite on my hand. Can you see that? No, no, oh, I have. Jesus. So let's ask her about herself. I'm doing fine now, but Carl's death is still a shock. Okay, they usually don't have to say much when you ask them about, themselves, but it's worth a shot, I guess. We did ask about Cal Davis, I'm pretty sure, yes, we did. We did not ask about Smiley Monroe, and I'm really glad I wrote down who Smiley Monroe is because I forgot it was the police officer who investigated the death of Carl Davis, and she has no idea about him. Now, we are missing a location code for Mr. Aaron Sternwood, and I have a feeling we already asked her about that as well. Okay, so that list is basically ticked off. Let's go to the other list real quick. Now we have two. Um, Nexus terminals. Do you have any? No, 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 you don't. Look, I just need a password real quick. No, no, of course not. Then, yes, so maybe Blaze Wiener. You didn't know about Blaze Wiener, I remember. Okay. No, I think we asked her pretty much everything. Did we get something from her actually? Not much. We have the connection between Law and Order and MTC, but I think that's what we got from her, right? Well, thank you. You have been kind of helpful. By the way, look, we do not have an option to bribe or threaten her. Let's do one thing. Let's ask her about Overlord again. I just want to see if the option comes up. Yeah, and now the option comes up. So so a bribe or a threatening is always related to a certain topic, it seems. Maybe that's where I went wrong with Bash Daggett, where I bribed him once, asked him something, and then I thought, now we open him up with the money and he's going to talk about everything. But maybe that's not true. Maybe he's just, then giving you information on that one specific thing, which would be consistent with Li Chin, who also wants money for every piece of information. Ooh, should we give her some money here? But I'm thinking she's not going to talk. for less than 500. I have a feeling. Let's just quickly. Hey man, lighten up there. I'll tell you what I know. Did I accidentally hit threaten instead of bribe? I probably did, and it worked. Okay, cool. I'm afraid I've never heard that term before. Okay, so somehow I made her talk, but she actually seems to really not know. Well then, um, glass is dripping. Okay, let's go on then. Exit. So we've talked to her, which was nice, I guess. Interesting for sure, because always interesting to see if we will find another whale. We did not, though. Absolutely not. That was not a whale. That was like a dolphin or something. Starfish. I don't know. Let's go to. I think I want to talk to the private investigator. Yeah, yeah. I'm super curious to talk to him. The private investigator who warned Carl Davis that he might die and who might be mentioned in the logs in the computer, for example. It said S.F in the logs in the computer. Mm, and the only name that fits the bill so far is Sonny Fletcher. So very curious to talk to that guy. Yeah. 507 5170. Oh, look. That's almost 360 miles. Holy balls. I should probably go drive around, according to like the location code order so that we save a bit of traveling time. Man, I can't believe this guy allegedly put a live bunny in a shredder. I wonder if the game will let us find out more about that. That's my Warp 4 face. Warp 4 engaged. Hold on to your joysticks. Turn that engine sound off, would you? Thank you. Oh, I can see the landing pad in the distance, even though we're 100 miles away. Unless that's a different landing pad. But nah, it seems to be that one. So we have good vision. I can see it from 100 miles away. Maybe that's because we have a green eye. And a hole in our head. You never know. Yeah, definitely better with. I saw another streamer having a stay hydrated bot in their channel who would every now and then say like, you've been online for that and that long now, so that means you should have had that much water already. And then I saw yet a different streamer today. She she said something like, yeah, I keep forgetting to drink during my streams and I get hydrated, it's really bad, and this time, I put a bottle of water here so I wouldn't forget. I do not have that problem. I'm always thirsty anyway, so I'm running to that fridge and that toilet all the time. Descending down. Come on, let's have some engine sound for that last part. Okay, so we're at a private investigator. I'm just thinking, is this going to involve some shooting? Let's see. Doesn't look like it. Thank God. The address for Sonny Fletcher is a rundown hotel that has been converted to apartments. I step into the small, seedy lobby and find the stairs. The stairwell is dark, with garbage and old newspapers strewn everywhere. By the way, I hope people can actually understand what I'm saying while the music's playing. I think they can. Otherwise, I'll wait. Um, I find apartment 307 and knock on the door. Fletcher answers with the disposition of an untipped waiter. I tell him I'm working for Sylvia Linsky, and he tells me to come inside. The room is cramped and confining. The furniture is cheap, and the upholstery is threadbare. I don't know what threadbare means. Without threads, I guess. Um, a portable black and white TV is on a small That's funny, you know. Like the game's from 1989, so I can see where it's coming from. But that they imagined that people in the year 2033 would still have black and white TV is kind of funny. Because I don't think we have any black and white TV going anymore today. Like, I mean, of course, some people, who try to keep these old technology alive and stuff might have one at home, but apart from that, black and white TV is on a small table, blaring the sound of lifestyles of the incredibly rich, lucky, healthy, and famous. Whoa! Oh, look at him. Wow. That is that is such a unique combination. He reminds me of three people at the same time. One, the weird exploded professor here is kind of like reminiscent of this like famous kind of Einstein picture. Two, what's the name of the Man in Black actor who was also in No Country for Old Men and who's advertising coffee here in Japan? Older guy at this point. Ah, I'm bad with names, but maybe you know who mean. So that guy is in there, and then there's this one actor who appeared in a lot of like 90s movies as this like really aggressive, strong, fat guy. He was, for example, in Outer Limits, and he had like this huge jaw, like his face, would like become bigger at the bottom. And again, I don't know the name, but he's also in there. He's three people in one, and it's a like perfect mix of those three somehow. Let's check his eyes. His eyes do not seem green to me, I think. Um, let's talk to him. Hey man, what do you think? No way, I've got nothing to say. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That sounds like an opportunity for bribe or threaten. But yet again, I don't know if there's valuable information in Karlinski itself. He's just the subject of the whole thing, and not really but you know what? You warned Carl Davis that he's going to be killed. You warned him. You gotta know something about this. And if you say you don't, then we're gonna get to the bribing. Stick it, fish. Fuck the bribing. Here we go. No time for diplomacy. I threaten to bash and crack heads if I don't get the right information. Whoa! That was unexpected. Suddenly we have like a photograph here. Shit, what's going on? The guy throws a haymaker, and before he can block his punch, a fist the size of a hammock. Hamhock? Hamhock? What is a hamhock? Doesn't matter. Slams into the side of my head. When I finally regain consciousness, whoa, we've been knocked out with one punch. My head is ringing like a fire alarm, like a 5 alarm fire. Shit, so that's us. So that is us. Look at us. That is Tex Murphy, right there, private investigator. His coat looks a lot bluer than it looked when we were walking around. But apparently that's us. Damn, that guy didn't look like he had it in him. Whoa! And, and he threw us out. Shit. Shit. Can we talk to him again? Or is this like a blocked option now? Did I fuck it up for us because, I decided to get physical? Man, I thought we were badass. We were shooting people. We were killing people in this game already. So I thought threatening the guy a bit cannot be bad. Damn. Same text, same text, same text. So, okay, so we can talk to him again. Damn, he knocked us out. Look at him. I didn't expect him to knock us out, to be honest. But hey, you know, that's the thing about looks, you know. Never judged by the looks. Um, damn. Let's try this again. Can you tell me about Carl Davis? For Christ's sake, do it. How about if I give you like, whoa, I can't, like typing in a number doesn't work. I don't know if that's bugged out, but now I had to just hit enter because I couldn't put a number. Let's try it again. No, my numbers don't work. Let's try the number pad. No. Nani kore? That's weird. So maybe that's the game telling me that I can't bribe him. Maybe because I did get into a fist fight. Oh, look, his eyes were just going to the side just for a second. Do it again. Oh, yeah. I mean, okay, so interesting. So not all of the characters do that. Not all of them do this, you know, looking to the sides with their eyes. But so far, the ones that did, I think, had a green tint somewhere in their eyes. And I don't see it with this guy. Let's pay attention one more time. No, I don't see it. But still noteworthy. And yet I'm not taking note. Yeah, okay, so I cannot put a number. I can't put a number, but I can write 100. No, okay, I think that's bugged, to be honest. I think that's a bug we're running into. Shit. Because this guy seems to have information that we need. Um, hmm, hmm, hmm. Let's just ask him about other stuff now and then try to bribe him again later. Maybe then, you know, the bug kind of fucks up. Hey, do you know about my informant? Do we have the same informant? Come on, let's, you know, we're both private investigators, dude. Cooperate a bit, you know. This is the person I get my information from. How about you? No, no, you're not talking to me, are you? Tell me about yourself, dickhead. I'm a good PI. Yeah, well. Ooh, look at him. He doesn't look happy. I'm a good PI and I've learned when it's wise to drop a case. It's something you should learn if you plan to live a long life. Hmm. Right. You've given up, is what you're saying. You've given up. Okay. Tell me about it. No way. I've got nothing to say. Man, come on, dude. What? I can also not type a dot anymore. What is going on? Do I have caps lock on or something? No, I do not. Do I have my keyboard set to a different language? No, I do not. Though let's cycle through the languages real quick. Back to English. No. Okay, luckily we don't need to put a dot. So there's that. No way they'd find out how you got your information and I'd wind up floating in the bay. Which at least confirms what we basically already know, that MTC kills everyone who has information and shouldn't. Or basically who has information. Actually, that's enough. Tell me about Gideon Enterprises. Make it worth my time. I haven't got all day. Yeah, well, thank you. Um, the new head of Gideon. Oh man, he's not talking. He is not talking. J, no dot available. But I have a feeling we don't need a dot. No way, got nothing to say. Tell me about the scientist I've already talked to. Stick it, fish face. Okay, what if we threaten him again? You think there's a chance that this time Tex is like prepared and can actually win that fist fight? That's how you fist fight, by the way. I'm a professional fist fighter, so I would know. Um, let's try that at the end. Let's try it at the end. Um, let's talk about that police officer Smiley Monroe. No, you don't know about Smiley Monroe. Do you know about? Because I don't have a location code on Sternwood yet. No, and you actually don't know apparently, because you are giving this like no the default I don't know answer. Okay, come on, dude. talk about Overlord. They might kill you, but stick it. Oh, he gave me the finger. I didn't notice that before, but he definitely gave me the finger now. Wow. He's like the um he's even worse than Bash Daggett. The witness that we talked to, Bash Daggett, he this guy right here is worse. He's he's the worst so far. You know what? Give me your pass card. Give it to me now. No, I've got nothing to say. Which says that he probably has something to say about pass cards because he's not giving us this default no answer. Um, Nexus terminals. What do you have to say about the Nexus terminals? No, nothing to say. Um, I don't know. Let's talk about the other scientists. So we have three names there. We have the John Claus. We asked you about him. We also have Maurice Gribble. My time's valuable. I don't give anything for free. Oh, man. I don't think he's going to give us anything, right? Like, no matter what we ask about, yeah. Okay. Let's see if he. Ah, yeah, right. Money doesn't work. Shit. Well then, let's threaten him again. Oh, fuck. We've got hit again. And we've got knocked out again. Fuck. Okay. So, how do we work around this? I've got one suggestion, and that would be we save at this point. Not to end the game here. No, no, no. No, no, we're not done. But to restart the game. Because I have a feeling that not being able to put in a number and also not being able to put in a dot anymore is an indication of a bug. And maybe we can solve that by simply saving or loading again. So exit the game. Exit to DOS. Start again. The game is using DOSBox. But I don't have to set anything up, or I didn't have to set anything up, because GOG is doing that for you. They bundle the game with DOSBox and basically ship it with a configuration, and it just works out of the box. That's what GOG is doing a lot with like these old games, DOS games. I think it's fair enough. It works. Can we like skip this introduction, please? I hit escape. I think that did do. By the way, what are the game options? Sound volume, okay, low, medium, high, fight level, low, medium, high. Well, let's just leave it at medium. It's hard enough. It's hard enough, to be honest. To me, it is hard. So okay, so load the game, load this game. Yes. Okay, so let's go again to the guy and try if we can, if we, the fish face, can stick some money up his face. Tell me about, and what now we should think like from this guy the most valuable information I think we could get would be something about Carl Davis, like why was he in, like, oh man, bribe, come on, let me yes, I can put in a number. So we did run into a bug. Hey developers from 1989, you've got a bug to fix, get going. What is your offer? Yeah, 500. Thanks buddy, I'll tell you what I know. And suddenly you're my buddy? I think not. Linsky suspected Carl Davis was working on the Overlord project. Yeah. His death sounded suspicious to me. Well, I hope that's not all you're giving me for 500 bucks. Jesus. No, that is all he's giving me. And then he wants more money. Hey, stop it, man. I mean, or 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 is it like if I give him more money now, he's talking more about this subject? Should we risk it? We're almost down to half of our money. We started out with 10,000 and we're down to like 5,900. So I'm getting the feeling this is what is your offer? Let's just try and give him 100 more. You already got 500, right? So everything that comes on top is like you'll have to do better than that, buckwheat. Sure, okay, but then let's talk about something else. I want to talk about something else. First of all, Aaron Sternwood because we do not have a location code. Sorry. Ah, okay. So you don't know. Did I type it correctly? Double checking. Always good. Yes, I did. Hmm. We also do not have a location code. Oh, by the way, I dropped some water on my notebook and now the page is ripped partially. That is a very sad moment in Tex Murphy's career. So tell me about Frank Schimming, who we do not have a location code on. Yeah, here, 500. You people who know him say he's a ruthless egomaniac. He tossed the former president out on his ear. He tossed the former president out on his ear. Damn it, lost in translation. I'm not sure what that means. To toss someone out on their ear. Probably just like he kicked him out of his position, I guess. Through some vicious internal politics. Yeah, apparently that's what it is. Yeah, okay. So that's what we suspected because, we knew he had beef with the former president. So again, that's 500 bucks for information we already had. Money, money. An issue. An issue in the real world, an issue in this game. Okay. Look, we have more people on the list. We're going to talk to these people and see if we get information for free before we push any more money down his throat. I think it was the longest journey we took so far, or one of the longest, but still, we cannot just waste our money like this. That's insane. Instead, we're going to talk to Carl Davis. No, we're not going to talk to Carl Davis because he's dead. But we have his address, and we're going to investigate that. And I do have a feeling some shooting is going to happen. Alright. Autopilot. And time to refill. I feel like I should have some AI keeping track of like how much I drink. Instead of reminding me how much to drink, I think I should have a bot that is like, dude, you already drink 3 liters. What are you doing? The music is kind of catchy, if you can say music. Oh, and I'm running low on drinks. Shit. I'll probably have to stop the stream for a bit, because it's 8 now here, and I guess my girlfriend's going to come home anytime now, and then probably there's gonna be dinner. Works for me, because, gotta be honest, I'm hungry. I've been drinking all day but not eaten. I mean, I had a toast when I woke up. A very sad slice of toast with one of those American cheese slices on top. Can't say I like it, but don't really have anything more exciting right now. But first, we're going to take a look around the apartment, hopefully the apartment of Carl Davis. Or was it his office? I gotta be honest with you, I do not remember that. We'll figure it out in just a second. About now. Do we shoot? Carl Davis' home near Santa Barbara must be over 100 years old. There is still police tape across the entryway. Somebody must have left the cooling system on because the air is chilled and damp. I walk down a hallway and up a flight of stairs to a large open room. And this is what I'm looking for. As I enter the room, the burglar alarm sounds. Damn, you're a bad private investigator. And I have about 10 minutes to shut it off before the police get here. Oh shit! We're on a timer! Ooh, I gotta admit, I'm not a fan of timers in games. Okay. Let's do it. Alright, okay. Oh, that's loud. Shit, okay. Luckily they don't make that sound the whole time. Okay. Let's check the computer. Computer. Light switch. Let's try the light switch. Okay. Didn't turn off the alarm. computer. Okay. Oh, I turn it off. Let's look at the computer. The computer won't operate without a password. Okay, and I have no choice to put in a password, so the wall cabinet in there. Metal wall cabinet built into the wall. Great. Open it. It's locked and you don't have the key. And you don't have the key. It's not like he says, I don't have the key. No, you don't have it. We're talking to each other. This is a spiritual experience almost. Press enter. Yeah, okay. Microchip equipment, microchip tray, table lamp. Look at the equipment. Scientific microchip equipment. And there's a switch. There's a switch. There is a switch. Okay, on off. It's broken, so you can't do that. Do we have to repair the switch in order to actually taste the switch? No, do not taste the switch, please. Microchip tray. Look at the tray of microchips. The tray of microchips is on the table. Get them. Okay. Cool. Can we use that to somehow repair the microchip equipment? I mean, that doesn't make sense, but to repair the switch somehow? It's broken, so you can't do that. So what would I do is I would say look at the switch, a power switch on the equipment. Okay, back. Table lamp. Let's turn it on. There's a key? What? Look. Oh, not back. Damn it, I hit back. I'm sorry. Table lamp. Overhead lamp. And there's a key. And we want to look at the key. With the light, you see a file cabinet key on the floor. Oh, that's okay. Get the key. Get it right away. Back. We know where to use a key, so on the cabinet right here. Wall cabinet. Look. Built into the wall. Open. No, not on off. Open. It's locked and you don't have the key. Wow, okay, so that key was not what we needed. Or did I take the key? Did I not take the key maybe? Shite, I don't know. Look at the chair for whatever reason. Swivel chair. Great. Move it. Underneath there might be a key. Okay. Look at it again. Swivel chair still. Look at the desk. Metal office desk with fax machine, computer, and side drawer. Of course, fax machine. Everyone needs a fax machine. Check the drawer. Look. Side drawer with metal handle. Everything is metal and everyone has a fax machine. Look at the fax machine. The fax machine is operational. Well, open it. You try to pry it open, but it's no use. On, off, turn it on. Okay. Nothing. Okay. Get the fax machine, because why not? It won't come loose. Okay, drawer. Did I try to open the drawer? It's locked and you don't have the key. Okay, so we have a key and we have two locks and it's no use so far. Okay, let's... Whoa, what is this? There's a cage and it looks like there's a creature inside. That's creepy as fuck. That is creepy. Cage. Yeah, look at the cage, please. Cage made of iron bars. Two eyes stare ominously at you from behind the bars. Holy shit. Okay, creature. Creature, look at the creature. An oversized ape with wild eyes stares through the bars at you. Okay, so it's a laboratory ape, but that's still creepy. It's making sound. Can I taste the creature? You move in close to the cage and suddenly feel the vice grip strength of the ape's hands around your throat. He violently shakes the light out of you. The end. That's a joke, right? Yeah, it is a joke. No, it's not. No, it's not. I died. Let's get that very clear. I died trying to lick an ape. We died attempting to taste a laboratory ape. That's what just happened. It's not even a joke. Amazing. That is amazing. That is an amazing moment of gaming history right there. I'm speechless. We go into the... No, I'm apparently not at the laboratory. I'm apparently... My safe was in front of Sonny Fletcher. Nah. Escape. Escape. Mofo. Okay. Oh, damn it. I should always save... I said that last time. I should always save in front of the location I'm at. So that, you know, then if something happens, like right now, we don't have to travel again. But, I mean... 3720, 3720. Okay, that's an interesting place. we have to deal with the timed alarm. And by the way, we were down to about what was it? We were down to 6 minutes, I think, when we got um killed killed by a laboratory ape trying to taste it. Um, so, but at least now we kind of know what not to look for. We know that on the left side the desk seems to be kind of useless for now. I mean, there's two drawers that can, or two like a cabinet and a drawer that we can access only with a key. We know where to find a key, but it doesn't work for any of those two. So now we already know these things. So that's like an advantage. That will save us some time. That dripping, that like sweating of the glass, like you can see, like I like my drinks cold, so the glass is kind of like sweaty. That's what damaged my detective's notebook there. Some collateral damage, you might say. Okay, come on, Tex. Rock that car. It's only 4 miles left. You can do it. I should use that time to like, sort out all my old and new notes to basically put them into one. But as much as I love organization and order, as much I am a lazy person. So yeah, you know. Come on, descend already. The autopilot isn't really fast. I assume that we could be faster if we manually. Let's try it the next time, actually. I tried last time and it went horribly wrong because it was so hard to be exactly on top of the landing pad. But let's try it one more time today. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to save right here so that if we die licking an ape again, um, that we can come back to that quickly. Did I save actually? Did I actually properly save? Shit, I don't know. But it's okay. I'm not going to die this time. Let's get the key first. Key. Hallöchen. Table lamp. Turn on the table lamp. Okay. And then get the key. Okay. Cool. Now I'm not 100% sure if last time I actually got the key or if I kind of like fucked that up. So I'm going to try and open the wall cabinet one more time. No, you don't have the key, and I'm trying to open the drawer one more time, which I think was part of the desk. Doesn't seem to open. Look at it though. Side drawer, exactly, and the drawer can be opened, and you don't have the key. Okie dokie, and oops. And let's also turn on the light switch. Maybe we can find something here as well. Okay. Turn on the light and then move the chair. Oh, not open the chair and then move the chair because maybe then it does reveal something. It does not. Okay. I'm not spending any more time there. Let's, however, look at the ape again. Carefully look at it. Don't go too close. Look at the workbench actually. Workbench made of stainless steel with drawers. Drawer. Look. Drawer with handle. And we don't even need to open it. We already see there's a memo. Look. To Carl Davis. Subject Nexus. September password. Coded word. September password? Ah, okay, so they have they rotate their passwords. Very good. Change your passwords every now and then. They do it on a monthly basis, which indicates high security standards here. I'm quickly writing that down. I should probably not use my time for that. I should probably turn off the alarm first. Yes, I should. Stop it. Stop what you're doing. Turn off the alarm. Okay. Uh, what do we need? Test tube, diet coke can. None of that seems to be helpful. Cage. Switch. On off. Switch on off. You turn the switch on and it opens the cage. Fuck! The ape rushes out and uses you like a rubber ball, throwing you to and fro about the room. The end. We died again to the ape. Man, damn. That ape. That ape is a dangerous ape. Indeed. Now we're going to figure out if I properly saved the game just before. I did. I hope I did. Yes, yes, I did. Nice. Okay. Ouch. That sound is brutal. Ah, got the key. That's like quite a bit of input lag. Not going to go near that cage ever again. No, that's not true, but for now. Look at the table. Stainless steel table is bolted to the floor. Everything is bolted down in this game. Straps. Look at the straps. Leather straps bolted tightly to the table, probably to secure the ape when they're operating on him or whatever. Can I get back, please? Back. Drill. Oh shit! A drill, man. Poor ape. A drill mounted on a concrete base sits next to the table. Right. Switch. Yeah. Turn it on. Maybe it turns off the alarm. I don't know. Why would it? No, it just makes for more noise. Ugh. Book. Look at the book. The book is titled Control of Primate Behavior Through Microchip Technology by Dr. Carl Davis. Here we go. So it's not a substance, it's a microchip they put in your brain. Here we go. No clues are gathered from the book, and I shouldn't do that right now anyway. Let's just take the book. We can always read it later, I guess. Okay, okay, what's on the ground here? What is that? That looks like... That's still a drill? That's still a table? Is it the same table? Yeah, okay, so he can see the same stuff from here. But here we have a cabinet. Come on, that's a cabinet, right? File cabinet. Open it. This doesn't open, but a drawer will... Yeah, I'll take that. So did it like open or what? File cabinet. Standard office file cabinet. File drawer. Look at the file drawer. Open the file drawer, dude. Invoice. Okay, that's not going to help us turn off the alarm. Maybe we cannot turn off the alarm. Maybe we just need to do our investigation in those 10 minutes and that's it. You look through the papers and see an invoice dated 2 days before Carl Davis died. Precious metal ink. Here we go. Come on, dude. Write it down. Write it down before the alarm goes off. Or, what is it? Precious metal ink. And then gallium arsenide bar. $2,000. Carl Davis. Okay, that took way too long. Especially since we can get it actually and look at it later. I'm an idiot. Then again, I'm not exactly sure if we can really look at it later. The inventory is kind of funny. Rat cages. Look at the rat cages. Look at them. Several rat cages filled with starved dead rats. That's awesome. Get one. Don't see a need for it. Cigarette. Look. Camel cigarette, but it is in front of the cages. A camel cigarette butt, not yeah. Get it? I don't know. Okay, sure. Wow. Look at the camera. A small surveillance camera is mounted on the wall. I have a feeling we know what company produced those. Get the cameras out of reach. On, off, no. Broken glass. Look at a broken chemical flask is on the floor. Cyanide maybe? Get it, but careful please. Can't you think of something better to do? Okay, dude. Lick it then and you will die. How about that? He's not very friendly to me, is he? Okay, so, yeah, I think we just need to do our investigation within the time. I think we cannot turn it off. Look at the cage. Iron bars, eyes from behind. Look at the creature. An oversized ape. Look at the box. A small metal box is inside the ape cage, so we should get in there. Okay, what if we turn on the drill? We have turned on the drill. The drill is on, and then open the cage. Will that advance the story to where, you know, we jump like in front of like the drill or something, and then the creature jumps into it? I don't know. Get the box. Is that possible? The box is in the cage and you can't get near it without the ape reaching to get you. It seems obvious that you couldn't reach the box with a 9-foot pole. That's a reference, right? Back. Switch. That switch, just look at it. Don't use it. Switch on the wall says open, close. Yeah, don't use that. Look at the workbench one more time. Made of stainless steel. Is there something? Sink. Drawer. Sink. Drawer. Did we? Drawer was handle. Memo. Memo. Take the memo. Get it. Sink. Look at the sink. Non-corrosive stainless steel sink and drain. Great. Can we operate it? We can. Water's running. Water is running for whatever reason. Look at the chemicals. Various chemicals in a flask. Outside of the flask has hazardous chemical written on it. Can we kill the ape with that? I don't actually want to kill that poor creature, but you know, we gotta go and do our thing, so let's get those chemicals. Okay. Look at the test tube. Rack of test tubes is above the table. Get them? Okay. We're just taking everything. Diet Coke can. Look, can of Diet Coke sits on the table. Get that as well. I don't know, man. Okay. Um, what if we open the drawer? Okay. If I open the sink, I wanted to try that. Okay. That's the same as like on off, right? Okay, so we took everything here and we turned on the water. Well, that's great. I don't understand why the key is not opening anything. Oh man. Okay. Table. Straps. Move the straps. He said okay. Open the straps. It doesn't seem to want to open on off the straps. Demented suggestion again. Man, this time limit is grinding my whatever. Microchip equipment. Get the tray, get the equipment. No. Look at the equipment. Switch. On off. Can't do that. It's broken. It's broken. Okay. Taste the switch. Damn it. Oh man. What do we do here? Let's go to this one again. Drawer. Get the drawer. Open the drawer, man. Really? What's the key doing then? Maybe that's all we need, the key. Won't operate without a password. Look at the chair, look at the light switch, wall cabinet. No, I think we've done what we have to do here for now. Obviously we'll have to come back to somehow get that box. Get around the ape, get that box. That's something we'll have to do, I'm certain. Mm. But for now, I don't really see what to do in here. So I think let's bail before the police, you know, is coming this way. Yeah, I guess we can always come back, right? So bye. How do I go? How do I leave? That's the door, right? Hey, how do I leave? Shit. What what? Um, I don't know how to leave. We came from this door, didn't we? Hey, where? Pressuring time and confusion are mixing. Look, Tex is not getting any bigger as we move forward in the room, closer to the camera. That is, in fact, I think he's bigger getting to the back. Man, guys, you got your perspective wrong. Yeah, okay, so I don't know what to do here. And apparently we cannot leave, so we have to wait for the police to shoot our way back out, maybe? Is that something? Or maybe it advances the story, I don't know. So we have the broken microchip. And I don't know how to repair that. I don't know how to use an item from the inventory. I don't think it works. Can I hit I for inventory? No, it actually makes him walk. Funny enough. We have the water and the drill running. We turn on all the lights. Like we just turned on everything. Like just turn everything on. Let's waste some electricity and some water. And we did not get the ape out of the cage, obviously, because then we're dead. Yeah. Damn. I Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm missing something really obvious here, if I'm missing the ape in the room. Um, but I'm just gonna wait and see what happens in 12 seconds down the road. Are we going to die because we didn't make it out of the room? But then how do you get out of the room? 3, 2, 1, bam! We were caught by the police and thrown in jail. Game over. Hmm. First of all, those bars, those jail bars, are again not up to the graphical quality of other elements in the game. Apart from this, I'm a bit frustrated that like we couldn't leave the room. Hmm. I'm hesitant to go in there again. Because if again I cannot find a way to leave the room, I don't want to be stuck in this room for 10 minutes now. I mean, I can always kill myself, like suicide by ape. Is always an option. Mm. Anyway, load the save game. Yep, 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 yep. Let's go somewhere else. We have other addresses to go to. We know this is, one thing we should come back to for sure. Um, let's go to Gideon Enterprises. Wait, let me check where we are. We are at 3720. Do we have other addresses with 3? Yes, we do. The closest would probably be Smiley Monroe, the investigator who investigated the death of Cal Davis. So let's head this direction. 3, 6, 1, 4. Bada boom, bada bang. And I said, let's try and do the whole navigation thing one more time. And you know what? Yes, we'll do that. So the annoying part is that like plus. Oh, look, look, look! I can already see the landing pad. Let's speed up. And I'm flying very low because I don't see the point of going up so far. In fact, it's making everything harder. I'm going to already descend right now. Ooh, not that much maybe. Shit. Why is it getting further and further away though? Oh, okay, okay, slow down, slow down. Whoosh. Damn it. Back, back, we need to go back. Okay, let's turn around. Where's the... Woohoo! Where's the landing pad? Show it to me. A bit further, a bit further, a bit further. Oh man, I'm a good pilot, am I not? Okay, there, there, there. Let's keep the speed. Speed seems okay. Speed seems okay. You got this. 200 feet, 100 feet, 0.6 miles. We got this. Okay. It's autopilot from next time again. Let me put that. Okay, okay, slow down, slow down. No, 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 not that much. You know what? All stop. We have the engine all stop. Yeah, there we go. Mwah. This background is being overused a bit in this game, isn't it? It's a nice one, but the Santa Barbara police station is in a state of transition. They are getting ready to move to a new facility and the place is a disorganized mess. I step into Detective Monroe's office and he's sitting behind his desk. No need to wonder how he got the nickname Smiley. He's got a big stupid grin on his face. Oh, 1 second. There's a phone call coming in. Be right back. Okay, so it's gonna be a dinner break very soon, but not yet. And he's sitting there and oh, stupid grin on his face. Okay, he looks like what's his name? The Star Trek guy who then went on to do some other stuff and even music. Man, me and names like I'm astonished I know my own name. Hey man, hey Smiley. Your eyes. There is a hint of green in one of them, but I think in this case it's really just this color palette because he even has green in his hair. So and I might be completely wrong about the whole green eye thing anyway. Like I might be on a completely wrong track with that. But yeah, so you investigated the police, the death of Carl Davis. So tell me about that, please. My memory is a little hazy. Well, just like mine, dude. That's alright. Maybe a consulting fee would clear my head. You know, uh, what I appreciate is that he's very clear about it. He basically tells us what to do. Give me money, I'll talk about it. So, that I appreciate. What I do not appreciate is that a jolly guy like him, who's a police officer, or like a police guy, I don't know, is officer like a certain rank, but let's say he's a cop. That a cop um takes a bribe like this. Then again, probably a cop shouldn't talk about internals of a case anyway, so doing that with or without money is probably already not good. Yeah, whatever. That dude, at least tell me you're cheap. You're cheap, right? Is this a joke? No, you're not cheap. You have to do better than that. Buckwheat, buckwheat, buckwheat. I said it's close but no cigar. Yeah, it's 500. Man, 500 for every single piece of information. Thanks, buddy. I'll tell you what I know. The investigation verified that Carl Davis, NC 3720, we already got that, accidentally killed himself with a with a chemical. It appears that instead of drinking his coke, he took a mouthful of cyanide. Yeah, yeah. The emergency call came in from an Aaron Sternwood, a friend of the victim. Sternwood said he mumbled something about chess and then died. And I think that was his password. Bishop, pawn, maybe he also got like a chess password. When I found him, his face had the distinct bluish tinge of cyanosis. There were, oh, shit! I didn't read that last sentence. And because I kept hitting enter to scroll down the text, but then the last enter was like, I hope that it wasn't important because I paid 500 for the information and now it's gone. Ouch. Ouch. I can later on check the stream, pause at that exact moment and check what it said. But for now, that's what that's what it is. And no, thank you. I don't give you any more money. Yeah, because like what for? Jeez. Um, come on. We need to locate. I think it's all about collecting location codes, really. So give me the Aaron Sternwood's. My memory's a little hazy. Oh, you bastard! Eat it. He hangs out literally at the beach near Santa Barbara. NC 0439. At least we got the location code for 500 bucks. 0439. Prepare yourself. He's not a pretty sight. Pretty sight? Sight should be spelled differently, right? Sight, as spelled here as ITE, is like place, right? Is that somehow... Is that supposed to tell me something? Because I'm not the fool. Okay. Is there anything you're going to talk about without taking a fucking bribe? Hi, you know Lee Chin? No, me neither. Never heard of her. Um, Robert Knott. Because we do not have a location code for Robert Knott yet. What do you think about this other private investigator? Fletcher's name. No, you can't help me there. What do you think about Law and Order? You might like them, right? No, you can't even help me there. What about Precious Metal Inc? You don't know anything about them? Wow. What about Gideon? Gideon? What about MTC Corp? You don't know much, do you? Like, you've not heard of any of those things? Frank Schimming doesn't know about it. What do you say about the former boss, Saint Gideon? No. What about the scientist John Claus, who's in hiding? No. Ah, damn it. What about yourself? Come on. At least you can give me something. I'm a decent guy just trying to make a living. Yeah, I can tell. I know honesty pays, but not quite enough to suit me. Yeah. That's the kind of cop you are. Ah, damn it. Do you know anything about Sandra Larson? No, do you know anything about, what's her face? Anyway, the other scientist first. Maurice Gribble, no. David Pope, no. What about our witness, Daggett? No. What about Project Overlord? No. Oh, man. What about insurance agent? No. What do you know about Blaze Wiener? Come on, we've got nothing on him. Nothing. Oh, nothing. Still nothing. What is it? I'm not talking to this. Ah, yeah, let's ask about the Nexus terminals. No. Ah, of course, our light buddy. What was her first name? I forgot. Dolores Light Buddy. What is the purpose of this guy? Seriously. Apart from taking my money. What do you think about your colleague? You can't even say anything about Steve Clemens, the other cop? No, you can't. Damn. What about the medical examiner? You'll probably work with him. If you, why are you not telling me anything? And it's not like he doesn't want to talk. It's this standard, sorry, I don't have anything for you, which as far as I understand indicates that there really is no like option to talk to him about that specific topic. Well, thanks, I guess, for taking my money, but at least we got the Aaron Sternwood location code, so that was, that was something. Now, I said let's go by location code, kind of. So the next thing we go to is, let's see, we are at 3614, so now we go to J. St. Gideon, who is to be found, hopefully, at 3891. And this time, on arrival, I'm going to say, if I didn't do it last time, I said let's always do that. While we're flying for 100 miles approximately, I'm going to do something again. I'm an idiot, by the way. If you're watching this back at a later point, it doesn't matter, but to me it kind of matters because people might not actually find the stream right now simply because I did not update the stream information with the game we're playing right now. Which means that people basically, if they're looking for like a retro game, they wouldn't find it. Because it still says I'm playing Dead by Daylight, which is not true, so let me quickly change that. Now that I'm almost about to go into dinner break, by the way. Yeah, well, there you go. still, let's change it anyway. Better late than never, right? Okay, so saving, saving, saving. Yes, and let me put my notebook to the side. So he used to be the president of Gideon Enterprises and MTC Corporation, and Kalinske wanted to talk to him about his concerns, which would indicate that this guy knows about Project Overlord. So we can only hope that we will get some valuable information. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's quite the location. And again, a different graphical style, by the way. Gideon's home is a 30-room mansion in Beverly Hills. The place is lavishly furnished with a living room big enough for a swimming pool. I'm ushered into the den. Mr. Gideon is intently studying his chessboard. Chess again. He seems oblivious to me. Either that or he's asleep. The guy is old. I mean ancient. But he must be a big wheel because there's a picture on the wall of him receiving an award from President Michael J. Fox. um, um, I give him some background information on the Linsky case and it seems to pique his curiosity. Oh, look at him. His head, his face actually doesn't look that old. It's more like his hair. Um, President Michael J. Fox. Is that something we should talk about? Do you think we can talk to the president? You know what? I'm just gonna write the name down. I mean, why not? President. Oops, not writing it correctly. Jesus. J. Fox gave award to J. Saint G. That's enough. Okay. President Michael J. Fox. Question this guy. So I know that you knew Karl Linsky, so don't even try to lie about it. I don't recall the name. No, I mean, you're old. So, but if you wanted to talk with me, that would have been impossible. I've been away the past few weeks. Okay. Huh. So maybe he did never talk to you, and that's why you actually don't know the name. But, I mean, you know what? Let's get right to it. Tell me about Project Overlord. Overlord. I'm sure I've never heard of that name before. And I'm sure you have. Because Karl Linsky wanted to talk to you about his concerns and I'm... So here's the thing. Bribing this guy, no point. He's got way more money than I have and he's so old he doesn't care anymore. Now threatening sounds like an option, but I'm afraid that Tex would get physical and then might accidentally kill that guy, which wouldn't help our cause. Let's question him a bit more and then we can always try the threatening option. Sylvia Linsky doesn't know anything about it. Sandra Larson doesn't know anything about it. What about the other private investigator called Sonny Fletcher, who's an asshole, by the way? Can't help you. Our witness, Bash Daggett, can't help you. What about Carl Davis, who died? You can help me there? What about MTC Corp? I mean, you were the head of MTC Corp. I set up the MTC to help improve the management skills of my executives, as if. Shimming never liked the idea, which is why I'm surprised it still exists. I've heard there's something unusual going on at MTC. If there is, I'm sure Shimming is behind it. That man is dangerous. Okay. Like, that sounds, and it would be plausible that Shimming is the one who does the shady stuff. But we know for a fact that Karlinski wanted to talk to you. Well, then again, I mean, it can be that you haven't been in that position anymore when Kalinski wanted to talk to you. So, so that makes a lot of sense. Hmm. Well, tell me about Shimming then. What was his first name? Shimming, 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 Shimming. Frank Shimming, a German guy, evil German guy. Shimming forced me out of my own company. He's ruthless and totally unethical. He'll pay for that someday. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't think you will see that happening either way. Um, Tell me about yourself. I mean, why not? I feel I've been quite successful in life. Well, it looks like it. Before I was in the business world, I was head of British intelligence. After that, I founded Gideon and developed new ways of helping the government. Shimming sees Gideon as just a business. I looked at the company as an institution protecting our way of life. He was in British intelligence. That's interesting. So, and it makes sense, because this company is dealing in like surveillance kind of equipment and that stuff. Um, but someone who was in intelligence, might have some more stuff going on. Shady stuff, as I like to say. Uh, Tell me about Michael J. Fox. Can I help you there? Wait, I did write that correctly. Yes. You got an award from him, and you cannot tell me anything about it? Man. Let's ask about the police officer. Smiley Monroe? Nope. Um, what about Aaron Sternwood, who was a close friend of Carl Davis, who, by the way, I spelled wrong here. What does it matter? Doesn't know anything about it. Mean. Okay, look. MTC had certain people working for them. Um, and I've got the names here, and I'm gonna read those names to you, and you're gonna tell me something about those people. John Claus, for example. Oops, sorry for bumping into the microphone. Then what about Maurice Gribble? I'm getting the feeling, by the way, that the list of three scientists, John Claus, Maurice Gribble, and David Pope, I get a feeling that the last two of those have no relevance because so far no one even had those as like an option. And so does this guy. Yeah. Mm, Hashtag it, no. What about? What about? Who else do we have? We have the student. What about the student? We also had no one tell us anything about the student. But I have a feeling he's gonna be important. I have a feeling he's gonna like come into play somehow because why would he have been mentioned I think two times in the apartment? Yeah, that wasn't all that helpful to be honest. Hey, can you tell me something about my informant? No. Damn it. What's your stance on law and order? We have some option here. I believe they're a fine organization and have done a lot of good for this city. They have their problems, but they are working to protect the moral fabric of our society. People really have very different opinions on them. And now I'm just checking if this guy's eyes are twitching or anything, as they did with some other people when you mentioned law and order. No. Hmm. You know, Working to protect the moral fabric of our society. And then you have the name Law and Order, and then we know that what was it? There was like an tying things together. No, I thought, shit, didn't I write down something about Law and Order here? Um, Huh? I'm so confused right now. I thought I had written down that Law and Order somehow had a tie to like getting an MTC. Wasn't it like this? Anyway, um, so Law and Order, who some people love, some people don't, some people start twitching their green eyes, is trying to uphold the moral. And I can't help but think about this, dystopian kind of idea where you keep the moral up or, you keep crime down by basically mind controlling people. So, Law and Order might very well be. Ah, yeah, right. It said at some point, and I don't know why I cannot find this, but it said at some point that Law and Order wants to control the government. Um, so it might very well be that Law and Order is um, basically an arm of MTC and Gideon or whatnot, or they're at least using their technology or their research to develop this thing. That they are actually the ones interested in that, in order to be able to then make it so that the city is safe. Sure, because no one's doing anything that they don't want you to do. Anyway, is that all we have to talk about with this guy? It would seem so. It certainly would seem so. Just making a note here about Law and Order. Okay. Wasn't there one thing he didn't want to talk to us about? What was it? Sorry, can I help you here? No. What was it? Overlord. I'm sure. I'm sure I've never heard of the name before. The question is that true? You know what? We're going to try and... Oh, right. Overlord. Yeah. Overlord. And then threaten the guy. What will happen if we threaten the guy? I tell him if he doesn't tell me what he knows, I'll take him outside and make him wish he had never been born. And his security kicks me out, right? But big mistake. Before I have a chance to do any more than shoot my mouse off, two guys appear from nowhere. I thought as much. Worked me over pretty good and knocked me out. Knocked out for the third time now. Poor Tex. As I regain consciousness, I groggily realize I'm being thrown out the front door. Yeah, I thought as much. I thought a guy with this much money and a 30-room mansion would have some people watching over him. So that's exactly what I expected, and that's what we got. Okay, working through our list of navigation codes. The next person to talk to, or rather the next organization apparently, would probably be Gideon Enterprises. Um, and that's not exactly true because we are at 3891 and I'm planning to go to 4650, but we already have a navigation code starting with 0, but we're going to like move all the way back from there later on. So navigation code Gideon Enterprises, and hopefully we can talk to Frank Schimming there. We do not have a navigation code for Frank Schimming, the current head of Gideon Enterprises, but I'm assuming that we'll find him at his office, which is almost 400 miles away. And you know what that means. This glass is empty and I want to change that. Which also means I need to go shopping later on, but it's already rather late here, so I will probably go to the 24-hour supermarket later on, which isn't far away from here. How convenient that is. I can't even begin to describe. Yes, it's a bit more expensive than your regular supermarket, but it is open 24 hours, so that is pretty much amazing. Where are we? Oh boy, we still have 150 miles to go. I dripped on my notebook again. I should be more careful with this glass. Whew. Come on, I can see the landing pad. Hmm. Can you tell how bad I am with like keeping information organized in my head? Like I keep forgetting all these names. I learn about something and then 10 minutes later, sometimes 5 minutes later, I don't know anymore what the connection was. So especially for people like me, it is incredibly important to keep notes while playing a game like this, I think. Mm. And I think everyone probably should take notes with this kind of game. And me? Oh hell yeah, I definitely should. No question. I'd be completely lost without it. And even with, I'm having one, maybe not a hard time, but not the easiest time. And I'm astonished, by the way, how far the whole game stretches. There was a point where I thought, okay, we've got so many pieces of the puzzle already. This is going to, not take long anymore to get to the bottom of it. Uh, but now we have so many loose ends, so many, questions unanswered again. So many new people have been introduced, basically, or brought onto our radar. It's amazing. Okay, we're saving. I'm trying to do this every time we land now, basically in front of a location, because we never know, if people might shoot at us. Now this is Gideon Enterprises, so I don't expect any shooting. Oh look, the background is the same as for the whale. I tell the security guard at Gideon Enterprises that I'm working on a murder case and I'm here to talk to Frank Shimming. He leads me to the elevators and tells me to go to the 67th floor. That's a high building. The receptionist ushers me into a huge suite to talk to Mr. Shimming. So I was right, by the way. No location code for Shimming. He's just in the office. The president of Gideon Enterprises. He's a slick-looking man, about 50, with gray hair and thick eyebrows. He doesn't look the least bit happy to see me. Hello. And he reminds me of someone again. Almost everyone in this game reminds me of someone. Hmm. Well, whatever. Okay. He doesn't look the least bit happy to see me. Well, um, what can you do about it, I mean, I'm just trying to solve this case and not burn all the money. Just have some leftovers so that I can invite Sandra Larson for dinner. Actually, Tex wants to invite Sylvia Linsky to dinner, I think. Personally, I'd go with Sandra Larson. But hey, hey man, look, dude, tell me about J. Saint Gideon, the guy you kicked out of this company apparently. I replaced Mr. Gideon as president a year ago. He was a senile old man in his 80s, filled with insane ideas. He had lost the drive to run the company in a profitable manner and had to go. Well, his story on that is a bit different, but sure, the result is the same, so what does it actually matter? Now, look, man, tell me about MTC Corp, because they're doing some crazy stuff. MTC is our management. Where is he new? Ah, the line below actually. MTC is our management training center. New employees that show potential are sent there to acquire corporate decision-making abilities. Hmm. I personally think it's a waste of time. Oh wow, a manager either has the skills or he doesn't. Um, well, that's not necessarily entirely true. Everyone can be trained to a certain degree. Interpersonal skills do fall into that category, but to a certain degree, I also agree. Agree. Whatever. So, okay. Look, um, you do know that there's a guy called Karl Linsky who's dead, right? Linsky, oh, the old scientist who committed suicide. I understand he had done some work for MTC Corporation, which is our management training center. Yes, you just told me that. The personnel department could have told you that. Well, I'm talking to you though. Jeez. Um, tell me about Carl Davis, another dead scientist who worked for MTC Corp. Isn't that suspicious? I couldn't possibly know every employee who works at the companies I manage. And look how angry he looks. Surely you have something better to do with your time than bother me with trivial questions. Huh. Here's the thing. Just like with the guy we talked to before, Gideon, um, threatening this guy is not going to work because his security is going to kick us out and kick our butt. And bribing is also not going to work because he's got lots and lots of money. And I think my girlfriend's coming home, which means it's about dinner time. Let's talk to this guy and then enjoy dinner. I mean, I'm going to enjoy dinner. So bribing, threatening doesn't work, or I assume it doesn't, and I'm not going even to try. But we can just ask him about some other stuff. Law and order. Let's ask about this. Everybody's heard of them. I'm no expert. If you're through with your stupid questions, get out of here. Man, he's friendly. I'm not through though. I would see if we can get something on Blaze Wiener from you. I doubt it though. Yeah. What about Senator Larson? Nope, 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 nope. The killer question. That name means nothing to me, and I am almost certain you are lying. Um, let's see about the other scientists that you employed. The name is not familiar. I really don't have time to get to know everyone who works for me. So he's going to say the same about this guy, or he's just going to say, sorry, nothing. Yeah, nothing. David Pope. Can't help you there. Give me something on the witness. No. Give me something on Carl's daughter. He's gonna have something to say about her. What? Sylvia Linsky. He has nothing to say about, like, his dead employee's daughter? Okay. What about, where do I have the name of the, I keep forgetting the whale's first name, Mrs. Lightbody, I keep forgetting, yeah, Dolores Lightbody. I wouldn't be surprised if he had something going with her. Oh, really? Dolores Lightbody. No, nothing, okay. Have you been questioned by Steve Clements about the death of Kalinski, you would assume? No. Have you been questioned by the other investigators? Sonny Fletcher? No. And then we have the third guy called Smiley Monroe. Have you questioned by him? No. You have not been. Ah, right. My favorite Sandra Larson. What about her? No. What about Cal Davis' close friend Sternwood? No. Medical examiner. Let's try that one as well. Now that we're here talking to him, no. So this is something I'm not sure like how you do it in this game. Like if you have someone and you know they have valuable information, and at the same time there's no way you could bribe them because they have basically, unlimited money compared to you, and also they're in a position where they have security, so threatening doesn't really work. So what do you do with that? I guess you just need to find some evidence and confront them with it. Would that be it? That's like the only thing I can imagine. Okay, let's see what we can ask him about. Ah, we have one more company one we want to ask about. Precious Metal Inc. No, okay. Or maybe about gallium arsenide? No, we would need to speak to the scientist about that, I guess. About the gallium arsenide. Hmm. Okay, I don't really see anything that we can ask this guy. Well, we can ask him for a pass card, but I think he's gonna give us a pass. Yeah. Or about the Nexus terminals? Nope. Are you insured, dude? Alright. The insurance guy. What's his name? Peter Dahl. No. Okay. Okay. Well, we're like 3 hours in, I think, and I'm gonna exit here and then save the game. Income. Oh, wait. Fax. Sheet. A concerned citizen is sending us a fax saying get off this case or you will be sorry. Um, to me that sounds more like a threat, so I feel like it's not a concerned citizen, but rather a threatening citizen. But anyway, we're not gonna get off the case because that's what we do. So save that. Save. Yes. And I'm gonna have dinner. So we might continue later or we might continue tomorrow. I'm not sure about that. Let's see about it.